punt return as the officials meet at the 35-yard line to sort this one out with 2:04 to go in the first quarter.
Well, the Panthers are saying it's against El Dorado. They're wanting them to re-kick it.
Going to have great field position nevertheless as we go down for a sideline report in Dio.
Well, we were talking about the kicking earlier today in the coach's interview. Coach Harris talked about how last year special teams had such an impact on the outcome of that game that we lost by 7 points. And special teams has been a focus all week for this team because they knew that, coming into this, there's a chance it's going to be a pretty even matchup, offense versus defense, and the difference could be special teams. Last year, if you'll remember, we had a dropped punt. The punter actually dropped it and then another block, and that really is what caused the difference in the game. So they really worked with Preston Barker over the last few weeks and got him some good work in. Coach Harris said he didn't want to see him come out there, but he knew they had worked hard on it, and he was going to be okay out there tonight punting.
As there continues to be discussion along the far sideline, as Scott Reed and the Wildcats now celebrating on their sideline, as we are going to have a penalty against the Panthers for illegal participation and a dead ball sideline warning against Benton. And that is going to give El Dorado, who was facing a 4th down and 15. They marked it off, and it was just over the line to gain. El Dorado will maintain possession, 1st down and 10 at the Wildcat 29.
Well, we really shot ourselves in the foot that time, guys. We had a great defensive hold that time by the Panther defense, and then just wound up giving the ball back to them unforced.
A major penalty against Benton gives El Dorado the football back, and the Wildcats on 1st down give it to Livingston, and the Panthers ready for that jet sweep. Livingston's going to lose 4 yards back to the 25.
Well, and the 4 yards is generous because the Panther defense wasn't given an inch. They almost took the handoff themselves. Dylan Ferguson back there, I'm not sure. He was trying to fight for the ball from the quarterback.
John's picked to click. Zach Parker as well in on that tackle. It's 2nd down and 14 as we hit 1.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's Keontae Larry going to flip it back. Here comes a little razzle-dazzle, double reverse, pass downfield by Hicks. It's batted up in the air and almost intercepted. As going up to bat that one away was Cameron Ross, a diving attempt by Griffin at the interception, and it'll be 3rd down and 14.
Well, credit Maxwell, Wright, Burnham, all of those guys. They stayed in there. They did not get fooled at all by what was going on, and they just kept pushing that ball deeper and deeper. Finally, it was really just a Hail Mary as he was about to go down for a 20-yard loss.
Gavin Davis, the sophomore, 5 tackles last week against Hall, checks in, and a marker thrown by the umpire is going to blow this play dead, and that'll back El Dorado up 5 yards and make it 3rd down and 19.
Yeah, I think he was your pick last week, John, but Dylan Burnham is really playing some good football right now. He played a really good game last week, and tonight in this first quarter, he's really gotten off to a fast start containing that El Dorado offense.
It's Freddie's pick to click this week. Number 1 fan of the Panthers. Got to be excited down there on the sideline. 3rd down and 18 for the Wildcats as Hicks is going to keep running right. Alex Hicks has got running room. He's going to be short of the 1st down, though, as the Panthers are going to tackle him at the 37-yard line, and it'll be 4th down and 2 for El Dorado.
Boy, if that first guy misses, Jim, he's trouble in that second level.
He is electric. Can't give Alex Hicks a crease, and on 4th down and 2, Scott Reed is leaving his offense on the field as Hicks looking to bring a man in motion. Now the motion man comes through. Livingston trying to get the Panthers to jump offside, and the Benton defense showing great discipline, refusing to do so, and it'll be 4th down and 2 following the timeout, and we get a sideline report from Dio.
Well, I don't have much to report because I'm as confused about the illegal participation penalty that happened 3 plays ago Have we figured out what that was?
We have no idea what it was.
We just saw the signal for illegal participation, but no idea what the participation was.
Well,
15 yards?
It was really weird because it was, like you said, it was so early in the play. I watched the far side, the side judge over on the El Dorado sideline throw the flag, but I don't know who he was throwing it at or where. He just kind of threw it in the middle of the field. But what, I mean, I don't understand what the sideline warning was. I really need to get an explanation from Coach Harris at halftime.
Sounds good. It's 4th down and 2, and Scott Reed has sent his punt team on. Is Derek Jobe back to punt? He is going to be going to Harding to play baseball after high school. High snap, and Jobe puts his foot into it. That's a punt that's going to be muffed by Kelby Caffrey. And there is a scramble for the loose ball, and the Panthers have come up with it. Caffrey comes back to recover it at the 34-yard line. Oh, danger avoided, man. Terry.
Absolutely. You know, the thing is that when you have a big game next week, sometimes you can not fully show up mentally the week before. And let's hope that the Panthers get these little fuzziness out of their head in the first quarter, because right now we're kind of hurting ourselves, John.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's not been a clean first quarter by the Panthers. Scoreboard shows Benton 7, El Dorado 7 with 31 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It's 1st down and 10 Panthers from their own 34-yard line. 2 men in the backfield as Brown hands off to Zach Wallace, and Zach is going to carry for 3 yards to the 37. And it'll be 2nd down and 7.
Another sort of slow developing play. El Dorado reads it well. It's 2-on-1 against Wallace in the middle.
The clock now under 10 seconds. We'll see if the Panthers get a snap off before the quarter expires. Clock at 2, at 1, and the horn sounds and the quarter has ended. First quarter in the books tonight, and we are all tied. It is Benton 7, El Dorado 7 tonight. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
ACDI is Benton proud. We have a long history of community involvement and activism in Benton and the Saline County area. It's why we're excited to be relocating our business here and building our new headquarters in the downtown area. We're proud to sponsor the Benton Touchdown Club. Go Panthers!
Benton football tonight on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6 after a very choppy first quarter. We'll see if the Panthers can get in gear here in the second quarter. It is 2nd down and 7. Benton from their own 37-yard lines. Panthers will have that wind at their back as they move right to left here in the second quarter. Garrett Brown takes a snap, fakes to Wallace, throw, good catch by Garrett Body on the Panthers sideline as he made that catch. Goes out of bounds at the 46, and that is good for a Benton first down, 9 yards on the completion.
Yeah, El Dorado overcommits there to stop in the run. The Panthers notice it. Run pass option offense and kind of figure out what El Dorado's wanting to do to try to stop us. I think we'll be able to find some ways to exploit that.
Gavin Wells is your Benton quarterback. DeAnthony Harper is in the backfield with Zach Wallace. On 1st down and 10, and Wells going to hand it off to DeAnthony Harper, and Harper going to be tackled by Jason Flournoy at the 48, a gain of 2, and we see a wrinkle, Terry. Gavin Wells, your Benton quarterback.
Hey, I like that. I like that back there. First of all, you really don't know what Gavin's going to do once he gets the football in his hands, but having Harper and Wallace in the same backfield, boy, that's got to give the defensive coordinator nightmares.
2nd down and 8 following the 2-yard gain by DeAnthony Harper. And Wells is going to send Wallace in motion, fake to Harper. Gavin's going to keep it, and Gavin is going to be tackled at the 49-yard line. Caleb Scott and Flournoy in on the tackle, and the Panthers, after a gain of just 1, will have 3rd down and 7.
Well, the one thing that was a little bit scary that time, John, is Gavin was carrying that football out wide, and you do that too much, and you're not going to get to play quarterback very much.
Garrett Brown checks back in at quarterback. Panthers empty the backfield. 5 receivers set, and Garrett Brown is going to get Kamarius Ruggs, the El Dorado linebacker, to jump offside, and that'll move it down to the El Dorado 46-yard line, John, where it'll be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, that's several big penalties there by the Wildcats tonight. And we'll see if Benton can capitalize on this. Because now with 3rd and short, wonder if we'll see that heavy package check in.
They're going to go with the empty gun. Brown still at quarterback. Wallace is in the slot to the right. Allison and Wells split to the left. Slaughter and Body on the right along with Wallace as Justin Ray signals in the play. Garrett Brown instructs the offensive line. Now resets to take the snap. 3rd down and 2. Brown pumps to the right, comes back to the left to Allison. There's the convoy. Look at Joshua George lead the way. Touchdown Panthers. Michael Allison, 46 yards on 3rd down and 2.
You want to talk about executing a screen type pass. That was absolutely perfect. And I will be dying to hear Dio Fanucci's version of seeing that from the sideline, but look at the execution. Unbelievable. Henry Hicks and Joshua George just sprinting down the field.
I'll tell you what, if they had thrown the ball to Joshua George, I think he would have scored.
No doubt. Or Henry Hicks, either one.
Both of the big linemen leading the way. Michael Allison finally outran him to the end zone as Vargas's PAT is up and good. And with 10:14 to go in the second quarter, it is 14-7 as Michael Allison's dad stands up and pumps his fist. And Dio, man, how about big Joshua and Henry Hicks leading the way?
I got to tell you what, those guys might need to try out for the track team because they got some wheels. I mean, they were leading the convoy, and they were running. Joshua George, I'm going to tell you right now, that reminded me of my time on the African Serengeti when I saw a herd of water buffalo just leading a pack of cheetahs. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just know that was one of the most amazing plays I've ever seen. And when John said that was a textbook screen.
Textbook screen deal, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just really impressed at our linemen right now.
Well,
the big guys were moving.
I think Dio was able to get past Jerry Chumley with his flask in that jacket.
We had a water buffalo reference. We had a Serengeti reference.
In the same sentence.
All in a Joshua George Henry Hicks praise moment. Wow. Cue that one up for the memory reel.
We love you, Dio.
Panthers lead at 14-7 with 10:14 to go in the second quarter. Garrett Eason with the wind at his back is going to kick this one off. Livingston is going to have trouble picking it up. It is live at the 2-yard line, and now Livingston is going to return it, break a couple of tackles, break another one, and the ball stripped out by Devin Griffin. There is a scrum for that loose ball. We'll see who came up with it as a pile at the 27-yard line, and coming up with the recovery was Derek Jobe for El Dorado. Devin Griffin stripped Livingston of the football, but it will be Wildcat ball at their own 27-yard line.
And at some point you need to worry more about tackling him than stripping the football, and I think that's why he got about 15 more yards than he probably should have on that. We had an opportunity to have El Dorado pinned back somewhere between the 10, maybe the 15-yard line, but just poor tackling by Benton. And now El Dorado with decent field position compared to what they probably should have had.
So first down and 10 for El Dorado as Alex Hicks brings Alex Boone in motion. Fake to Larry. Hicks looking deep, winds up, throwing deep for Tollett, and that ball is going to be incomplete as Cameron Ross and Devin Griffin back in coverage for Benton.
Well, Devin Griffin getting back and playing center fielder that time and enforcing that no-fly zone that he talks about all the time. It's a great job by him covering up the receiver and knocking that ball down.
Seen Stephen Tollett, the featured receiver in this El Dorado offense in the first half. It is 2nd down and 10. Good coverage that time from the Panthers secondary as Hicks looks to the sideline. Scott Reed signaling in the play to his junior quarterback. Ball in the center of the field. Hicks claps, gets the snap, hands off to Keontae Larry. And Larry with running room, he's going to have a first down to the 38-yard line. Haven't seen the tailback run it much tonight in the first half, John, but Larry with 11 yards that time.
Yeah, and he really rode that a long, long way on the zone read. And, you know, at some point, we just need to get somebody in the backfield and tackle everybody. We did a good job reading kind of the misdirection option out of Cabot.
First down and 10, El Dorado at the 38. Fake to Larry.
Yep.
Hicks is going to be sacked. He is sacked by Kyvan Carroll back at the 33-yard line as Kyvan with his 4th sack of the season.
Well, he had the run-pass option there, and he chose the wrong one. Kyvan Carroll didn't buy it, that he was going to give that football. He saw him pull it out of the belly and just kept coming. Beautiful tackle there by number 5.
Well, and that's just good assignment football, too, on defense, because the running back coming out of the backfield was covered, and Kyvan had a laser on the quarterback and was able to get through unblocked.
There's no reason to let the quarterback scramble for 15 yards here.
Panthers senior middle linebacker with his 4th sack of the season leaves El Dorado with 2nd down and 15 as Boone goes in motion. Hicks drops back, throws to Larry, who bats it up in the air, catches it on the deflection, and he is going to lose yardage on a complete pass back to the 30-yard line. A loss of 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 18 for El Dorado.
That's a dangerous pass, and Larry's getting up a little gingerly this time. Looks like they got a pretty good lick on him. Hopefully he'll be all right.
Keontae Larry, the senior running back, a 5'9", 175-pounder, came in averaging 101 yards rushing on the season, and he is in pain at the 30-yard line as he is being assisted by a couple of El Dorado coaches. Now, the Benton training staff going to go over and assist as well as Larry's still down on the field, John.
Does not look to be a cramp. Normally you can kind of spot those. They'll come over and immediately start stretching them out, but now he's laying back for a knee injury.
So let's take a break as Keontae Larry is assisted down with an injury. 8:26 to go in the second quarter. It's Benton 7, El Dorado 7. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
You've heard about the Everett difference when buying a car, but you also experience that difference when you need service. Our state-of-the-art facilities, GM certified technicians, and courtesy transportation are just the beginning. We've even got Bo on the job, making sure everything's done right. But be sure to keep an eye on your complimentary snacks. It's a better way to buy and a better service experience when you need it. That's Everett Buick GMC and everettbugmc.com.
Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, auto glass repair and replacement, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
As Keontae Larry assisted to the El Dorado sideline, Devontae Yarbrough, a 5'5", 140-pound junior, wears number 20, will replace Larry in the El Dorado backfield. It is 3rd down and 17 for the Wildcats as Hicks takes the snap. Good pocket. Hicks waits in there. Now it's collapsing, and he has to throw that one away. As John, it seemed like Hicks had time, and then the pocket collapsed.
Well, and that's a good job by the Benton defense of covering up all the receivers, and as they just kept drifting deeper and deeper, Terry, he had nowhere to go with that.
Yeah.
What I really like about what the Benton front four did there is they didn't allow themselves to get bottled up or get shifted or drawn in. They kept pressure side to side. They worked together to get him hemmed in.
And didn't allow him any creases to run as Job's kick is going to hit at the 43 and take a good El Dorado roll down inside the Benton 30. They're continuing to let it roll, and it is going to finally roll dead at the 26-yard line. That ball downed by Wanya Archie, wearing number 40. He was their center last year, has moved to linebacker in his senior year. That's not a position change you see every day, John.
Not very often. And well, I'll tell you what, it's field position battle here tonight. And I don't know that that's exactly what people expected. Two teams look very evenly matched so far.
So Benton will have it first down and 10 at their own 26-yard line following the 44-yard punt by Derek Job. And a marker came in, and it's going to penalize Benton back to the 16-yard line. So Benton will have it, boy, deep in their own territory at their own 16 with 7:55 to go in the first half. Benton leads at 14-7. And it is first and 10 Panthers at their own 16 as Garrett Brown takes a snap, fakes to Zach Wallace, pumps, now throwing deep. Garrett Body's wide open. Garrett Body is open. Ain't nobody catching Garrett. That's an 84-yard touchdown for the Benton Panthers. Brown to Body, a Russellville review, and the Panthers go up 2 scores, 20-7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen. You know, the happiest guy in this stadium right now is Justin Ray. After last year, so many injuries, so many problems. The O-line couldn't get it together. We just, every week it was a totally different cast of characters in this offense. He's finally got a group of guys that's got depth at every position, and he can run his offense. And that's what Benton likes to do, is take a shot on first down deep.
Wells holds, Vargas kicks. It is good, and Benton leads at 21-7 with 7:44 to go. Dio, the last time you saw that, it was through the monsoon in Russellville. Boy, what a beautiful pass, Brown to Body.
Yeah, that really was, and I just want to tell you guys that since my Serengeti reference, I've had several text messages, and apparently a lot of our viewers and listeners are fans of Animal Planet because they got the reference. They've seen the video I'm talking about with a herd of water buffalo and a lone antelope running amongst them. And that right there, what you just saw, was a cheetah galloping down the sidelines, the football in his hands.
It is safari night.
It is safari night. Listen, I was just going to make one animal reference, and then you guys had to make fun of me. But I've had many texts of support. And, you know, hey, don't mess with the sideline guy, guys. That's all I'm saying.
I will say this. He does make it fun for us all, doesn't he?
No question.
I'm just waiting for Star Wars night.
You know, realize if we were losing 21-7, we wouldn't be having this conversation, right?
This is true.
Panthers have opened up a game that was tied in the end of the first quarter at 7. Panthers with 2 scores here in the first 4 minutes and 16 seconds of the second quarter. Benton leads at 21-7 as the kickoff return by Livingston. And Sean Livingston has been dangerous on those kick returns. He returns it to the 48-yard line, and El Dorado is going to have good field position.
Well, if you're going to kick it deep, you need to hit the end zone with it. The 5-yard line, the 3-yard line, you're out kicking your coverage. You're not giving your guys time to set anything up. And so if you're Benton with the win, if you just not got the leg to hit the end zone tonight, you might want to start popping that up to around the 25.
Sean Livingston, we appreciate, Terry, but we're going to be happy to see him graduate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He makes you lose your breath every time the ball's in his hands.
Well, and Keontae Larry, too. I mean, that's a guy that's been plaguing us for a couple of years as well.
They'll reload.
As Larry has checked out due to injury. On first down, Hicks is going to keep as he faked to Devontae Kidd, and Hicks is going to carry to the 48-yard line. A gain of 2, and it'll be second down and 8.
You know, one of the things that is fun about this job is being able to watch some of these players from their sophomore seasons forward, and you can kind of spot the players that are really going to be stars in a couple of years when they're seniors, and we're certainly seeing a couple of them tonight.
Second down and 8 for the Wildcats at their own 48-yard line. The Panther defense trying to shut down another Wildcat drive as Hicks keeps, and Hicks is hit by Kyvan Carroll. Help arrives. Hicks going to pick up 1 yard to the 49. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Kyvan Carroll takes a shot from Kelby Caffrey, who came in like a missile. You watch him right here, and boom! I'm sure in film tomorrow, Kyvan will say, look, I got this.
3rd down and 7 for El Dorado at their own 49-yard line. As Hicks is going to bunch 3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Yarbrough lone back in the backfield as Scott Reed changes the play. Snap clock at 10. Some confusion from Yarbrough as to where to wind up in his set. Finally does. Hicks pumps. Hicks looks. Hicks throws it up in the air. That ball is going to be battled for, and it is knocked away as Alex Boone, the big tight end, had it batted away by Cameron Ross, and it'll be 4th down and 7.
And let me tell you, Cameron Ross is going up against a big, strong man in number 82 for El Dorado. Good pressure there from Chris Wright, and just a good job by Cameron Ross. Hadn't had a lot of action tonight, but when he's been called on and the ball's been back to him, he's been great.
El Dorado's tight end Alex Boone, 6'2", 240-pound senior, had that one knocked away. Job to punt, and this punt by Job, high and wobbly, bounds at the Benton 20, and is going to be down by Wanya Archie at the 16-yard line. So El Dorado, guys, after scoring on their opening drive, have coughed it up on a fumble and 3 consecutive punts, Terry.
Well, that's just good defense by the Panthers. A lot of those bad throws, those passes have been knocked down, those were, for lack of a better term, coverage sacks. I mean, they literally had the defenders or the wide receivers shut down, John, and gave that defensive line time to get to the quarterback.
Last time Benton started on their own 16, it took 1 play. We'll see if Benton can duplicate it here as they have it at the 16. Give it off to Zach Wallace, and Zach, running to the near side of the field, is going to pick up 6 yards to the 22-yard line. Garrett Brown, 5 of 7 for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. Garrett Body, 3 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown in this first half. That Benton leads 21-7 with 5:30 to go in the second quarter. 2nd down and 4 Panthers. Ball on the near hash mark as Benton moves right to left in this second quarter. As Wells comes in motion, give off to Zach Wallace, and Zach running over the 40. Zach at midfield, cuts back. Zach deep into El Dorado territory down to the Wildcat 32.
It's all about the big play tonight, Terry. That's what Benton has been able to do, passing, running, up the middle, no matter what. And, well, just some busted tackling there by the Wildcats. They had every chance at Wallace. They just can't bring him down.
46 yards on the run by Zach Wallace. He's 21 yards away from 3,000 in his high school career. 1st down and 10 Benton at the El Dorado 32. Pump, Garrett Brown throwing, and he had Braxton Slaughter in the seam and just overthrew him at the 10-yard line.
He will see that in his sleep tonight and wonder how he missed Braxton on that route. And
he just had a little too much juice on it.
Little bit too much.
As it is 2nd down and 10 Panthers, the second quarter has been all Benton, and Benton has it in El Dorado territory at the 32. As Panthers move Gavin Wells into the backfield. DeAnthony Harper in the backfield as well as Zach Wallace has checked out. Garrett Brown with 2 seconds, 1 second on the snap clock. Gets the snap off, gives to Gavin Wells. And Gavin running hard, but signed James Durling down to the 27, a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and that's exactly where you want to be. It's a good call, and Gavin Wells can run up the middle tough. He just gets in behind those big linemen. You can't really find him. He's very strong. He pushes ahead and gets almost 6.
As Wallace is going to check in on 3rd down and 5 Panthers. Ball at the Wildcat 27. 4:30 to go in the second quarter. Benton leads at 21-7. As a snap back to Wells, give off to Harper, and DeAnthony Harper is dragging the El Dorado middle linebacker Zach Donahue down near the 1st down. It's going to be 4th and 1.
Yeah, and well, I like the call. You know Benton this is going to be 4-down territory for them. And here comes the heavy package.
Bryce Gallagher, Gavin Davis are going to check in. Here comes Kyvan Carroll. Move Jensen White over to the tight end on the right side of that formation.
As the biggest tight end in Arkansas football this weekend, I promise you.
6'4", 295-pound senior. Zach Wallace going to take the direct snap. Panther's going to run right with Zach. And, boy, the right side of that offensive line just cratered El Dorado's defense. First down, Wallace at the 19.
He made me a little bit nervous there, Terry. I thought he waited a second too late. He was looking to see if it would part like it did earlier in the game. It didn't, so he just ran up. Smart play by Zach. Get the first down. And
well, the one thing I like,
like a bulldozer moving through there.
Yeah, the thing I like the most about watching Wallace run is he's a very patient runner, and he's very effective when he runs like that.
Snap back to Garrett
surprise.
Brown. And Garrett Brown is going to be tackled at the 18-yard line for no gain.
I'll tell you what, Jim, that's a very mature play right there by that sophomore quarterback. He was not ready for that snap. I think it got snapped on an early snap count. Nobody else moved, and, well, heads-up play by Brown.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Panthers as an empty backfield. El Dorado doesn't jump on the hard count. And now Garrett Brown is going to reset the offense. Allison and Wells split here to the near side. 3 receivers to the far side. Perfect snap. Brown looks. Brown throws. Gavin Wells can't haul it in at the 12-yard line. Camarius Rux in coverage, and it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Well, I saw that matchup down on the bottom there, and I would have sworn, I would have bet money they were throwing Allison in the corner back there. But a nice play and a nice receiver choice by Garrett Brown.
So Brown and the offense on 3rd down and 10. 3 receivers bunched to the left. Wallace is in the backfield. As Justin Ray changes the play. 5 seconds on the snap clock. Brown takes the snap, looks, swings it out to Zach Wallace. Zach with a lane. Zach down inside the 5. He's going to be pushed out of bounds short of the goal line at the 3, but it'll be 1st and goal Panthers.
And just like the junior high was able to do last week, Jim, you run into the trips, and it creates a lot of space. And, again, linemen downfield blocking, everybody having to get deep. Easy 1st down for Benton.
The athleticism of Jason Gentry's line, impressive in this first half. As Wallace gets the carry, he's going to be stopped short of the goal line at the 1-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and goal, and the heavy package comes in.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a trick play on this one, Terry.
Yeah, that may have been the first time in about 3 weeks that Zach Wallace has been held to 1 yard.
No question.
I didn't think about that. You're probably right.
2nd down and goal Panthers with 2:15 to go in the half. Zach takes the direct snap. Zach running right, and Zach going to be tackled this time by Wanya Archie back at the 2-yard line. A loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd and goal.
They just need to bulldoze this one in. They had it on that 4th down play, and right there Zach thought the outside was going to open up. Jensen White pulling around, but 2 defenders pulled with him. He just couldn't block both of them. He split them. They made the tackle.
3rd down and goal. Bring Gavin Wells in motion. Wallace is going to hand it to Gavin. The little spark plug lowers his shoulder and gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Gavin Wells. Touchdown, Benton. And it's now 27-7 Panthers.
Man, that's a tough run. He got hit on about the 2-yard line, John, and just pushed his way into the end zone.
You know, defenders have to ask themselves, what do we have to do to tackle this guy when we first touch him? I mean, it's just like he's slippery.
Alan Vargas on for the PAT. As Joshua George snaps, Gavin Wells holds. Vargas' kick is good. And with 1:42 to go in the half, it is now 28-7 Panthers.
That is 2 excellent holds by Gavin Wells on some snaps that were low or behind him, and credit to those points to Gavin Wells' ability.
D.O., pound for pound, is there a tougher Panther than Gavin Wells?
There is not a tougher Panther than Gavin Wells. I think he's weighing in at about $150, and I'm going to tell you something. The best word to describe how he got into the end zone right there is squirt. He squirted in there. I mean, he doesn't need much space. He doesn't even need 18 inches of daylight. He needs about 4 inches of daylight, and he's going to get in there. Hey, I had a real quick question. We were talking about Zach Wallace being pretty close to 3,000 yards. Where does that stand in the all-time? I know we've had some big-time rushers for Benton football. Where does that stand compared to some other rushers all-time?
Well, John and I talked about it today, Terry, as well. We talked to some Benton historians, and right now, to our knowledge, we're not sure any Benton Panther has ever rushed for 3,000 yards in a career. So Zach Wallace definitely in rarefied air. We've seen the Panthers go 84 yards in a play, Terry, 84 yards in 12 plays on that drive for the touchdown, as Vargas is going to kick off this time for the Panthers, and his left-footed kick going to go out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
Better.
But how about, Terry, the quick strike offense and then the grinded out drive of that 12-play touchdown drive?
Well, the thing is that you said the magic word on both times. You said 84 yards, because whether it's one play or 12 plays, all that matters is that 85th yard. And, the Panther offense is really starting to come alive now. And, that's the one thing about this offense, and really the defense too, John. But that offensive line and that defensive line, by the time you get later in the game, they just wear you down.
Absolutely.
El Dorado had 109 yards their first 2 offensive possessions, just 15 yards on their last 3 offensive possessions that have all ended in punts. Alex Hicks throws, catch made by Devontae Kidd, and he's out of bounds at the 46, a gain of 11 and an El Dorado first down.
Well, they're trying to go with quicker passes now, John.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to score before halftime, try to close this to a 2-score game.
Minute 37 to go in the half. Benton leads at 28-7. It's first down and 10, El Dorado at the Wildcat 46-yard line. Snap back to Hicks. He's rolling right. Hicks looking downfield. Hicks going to be hit, slips a tackle, tries to juke Kelby Caffrey at midfield. Caffrey holds on, and Hicks going to lunge forward to the 47-yard line. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Well, a gain of 7, but about 11 yards of that is Hicks just doing what he does on his own feet, and made 2 guys miss, but you're not going to make Caffrey miss.
No.
John, one of your pinpoints was don't let him beat you with his legs, and while he got 7, it wasn't as bad as it could have been as Hicks fakes to Yarbrough. Now he's going to roll left, looking downfield, heaving it downfield, and that ball, it should have been picked off by Devin Griffin as he could not haul it in. Devin making a bid for his 4th interception of the season. It's incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
It was just too easy, TB.
Well, I mean, Devin thought the pass was to him. And that's unfortunate.
We saw a play just like that in the junior high game last night with Kane Simmons, where it looked like he was the intended receiver that time. Maybe a bit too easy, and Devin couldn't believe it, couldn't come up with the interception. It's 3rd down and 3, El Dorado at the Benton 47. Hicks with Yarbrough in the backfield. Hicks looks, Hicks throws, and he overthrows Stephen Tollett at the 45-yard line, and it'll be 4th down and 3.
And that's the problem with this El Dorado offense. He can run, he can scramble, he can do a lot of things, but those short passes just seem to be off. He doesn't really get his feet set well and just sails that ball over his receiver's head. It was wide open.
Well, another thing is pressure. When you get pressure on him, he panics a little bit, and that's where he struggles with accuracy.
4th down and 3, at the 47. El Dorado going for it. Give it off to Yarbrough. Yarbrough's got the first down. He's over the 40. Cameron Ross is going to chase him out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So El Dorado converts on 4th down, and they will have 1st down and 10 with 40 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, poor angles by the Benton defense that time. And, of course, some guys, they just have that kind of speed that your angles may not be that bad. They just make you look bad.
Yarbrough, a shifty little 5'5", 140-pound junior running back, is going to set to the right of Alex Hicks after picking up 13 yards and a 1st down as Yarbrough gets it again. Boy, look at the moves from Yarbrough. tough and slippery to tackle. Devin Griffin is finally going to get him out of bounds at the Benton 29, and that was an impressive gain of 5 yards by Yarbrough.
Well, that was a little, speaking of number 20, that was a little Barry Sanders move.
Yes, it was. You don't see Kilby Caffrey tackle air very often, and Yarbrough made him do it on that play. As the clock stops with Yarbrough out of bounds at the Benton 29, 2nd down and 5 with 33 seconds to go in the half. Hicks brings Tollett in motion left to right. Hicks going to roll to the right. Continues to roll to the right. Looking downfield for Tollett, and Tollett with a push off of Devin Griffin. A flag comes in, and I think we're going to get offensive interference on that one. Terry, you disagree?
Well, I'm not sure. It kind of looked like Devin was pushing as much as he was, and I'm not sure which way they're going to call it.
So the referees are going to visit.
Considering it's at south end zone.
Yeah, that's not our end zone, is it? And we are going to get a pass interference against Benton. I was trying to get the hometown call right there for us, couldn't do it. I know Freddie was down on that end, maybe trying to bend an official's ear. A pass interference against Benton is going to move it all the way down inside the 15-yard line, and El Dorado with their deepest scoring opportunity here in this second quarter with 25 seconds to go. We'll have it 1st down and 10 at the Benton 15-yard line. Yarbrough going to set to the right of Hicks. Hicks fakes to Yarbrough, and that ball batted as Hicks threw it, intended for Alex Boone, incomplete. And the Panther defensive line, John, once again getting those hands up.
Yeah, that's another good play by the front three. And I'll tell you, Benton has really helped El Dorado a lot on this drive. And
well, John, really, we've helped them a lot in this game.
We have. We really have. And El Dorado decides to burn one of their timeouts here.
21 seconds to go in the first half. As Dio, you got our buddy Rob Pepper down there with you on the sideline tonight.
Yeah, I've got Rob. He's kind of helping me out. You know, he's our intern because Grace isn't here tonight. So we got Rob interning. I'm gonna take the headset. If it was raining, he'd be holding my umbrella. So we're just enjoying, you know, the sideline view of a Panther football game, especially when we're up 28-7. It's a pretty good spot to be. I'm not going to lie to you down here. Now, I do hope that our defense can stop them here. Just really hate to give up a momentum score like that right before half, because that's one of those things they can hang their hat on that going into halftime, and you don't want to give them that momentum. So really want to see our defense get a stop here.
Panthers did win the coin toss and deferred, so Benton will receive the second half kickoff, but the key is you want to keep El Dorado off the scoreboard here to end the first half. With 21 seconds to go, El Dorado is going to send trip receivers to the wide side of the field. That is the right side. Alex Boone, the tight end, aligns to the left. Hicks looking right, pump fakes, throws for Tollett, who makes the catch, breaks a Cameron Ross tackle at the 2-yard line, and Stephen Tollett is in the end zone for an El Dorado touchdown.
Not what you wanted to see happen right before half.
Well, no, it's not.
So El Dorado scored on their first possession of the first half and what should be their final possession of the first half on a 14-yard pass from Alex Hicks to Stephen Tollett. And now Grayson Hubbard with a very strong leg on for the extra point, and he booms that one halfway to Tull. The kick is good. It is 28-14 with 15 seconds to go in the first half. And Terry, you got a 2-score lead, but boy, I mean, it doesn't really feel like it in some ways.
Well, I'm just going to call it like it is. It's because we're keeping them in the game. I mean, he shouldn't have scored that play. Yeah. And we missed a tackle. And it's missed tackles, it's penalties, it's just poor decision making. We're not playing clean football like we have the last 4 weeks. And you look at the scoreboard, you don't see that. But when you watch them every week, it's going to be clear when they get in the film room. They're not going to like the first half.
No, they're not.
So the Panthers lead it by 14, but as Terry says and John agrees, not a clean first half from the Panthers tonight. As Grayson Hubbard is going to prepare to kick off for El Dorado, and Garrett Body and Cade Clark are going to go back deep to receive for the Panthers. Now, we've seen Hubbard Sky kick it. We haven't seen him give Body or Clark an opportunity to return one. This time he's going to squib it and over to pick it up. Garrett Body before it goes out of bounds at the 15. Garrett coming to the near side, continues to run wide, and that time the El Dorado pursuit as Chris Newton turned him in. Jason Flournoy makes the tackle. Garrett Body ran a long ways to just get 1 yard on that return, and Benton will have it at their own 16-yard line for the third straight possession.
Yeah. Got another long field, but, you know, what was the special number? 84?
84. We'll see if the Panthers let it fly or just take a knee and go to the halftime locker room with a 2-score lead, as Garrett Brown is going to receive the snap, and the Panthers are looking to just take a knee, and that's exactly what Brown does, as he takes a snap, takes a knee at the 10-yard line, and Joshua George, the Panther senior, Jensen White, James Gerling, Austin Jones, that offensive line, Henry Hicks as well, making their way to the locker room with their teammates. And what was not the cleanest first half, Terry, but the Panthers do lead at 28-14 at halftime.
Well, they do, and they've certainly played brilliant in some ports, and I'm quite confident that Coach Harris and Coach Wynn and Coach Ray will get some of those things straightened out at halftime, and we'll see a cleaner half in the second half. Speaking of coaches,
Coach Dexter Hendricks has made his way into the booth, and he will be John's halftime guest on the Farmers Bank and Trust halftime show. Break and come back with that interview. Benton leads El Dorado 28-14 tonight at halftime of Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, auto glass repair and replacement, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop. At this time of year, the best way to experience Benton is to be a Benton Panther football fan. The City of Benton is very proud to be one of the sponsors of the 2018 season. The student body is ready, the pep steppers are ready, the cheerleaders are ready, the marching band is ready, the players are ready, Coach Harris and his staff are ready, and the City of Benton is ready for a drive to a state championship. Experience Benton and support the Benton Panthers. Go Panthers!
One of the biggest factors in your child's learning experience, whether it's book work or athletics, is their vision. Doctors Glenn and Skinner and the skilled staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic are here to help you see a better world. And they want everyone to have access to quality eye care. For thorough, visual, and comprehensive eye exams, call our optometric physicians and staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic at 501-778-2020. For quality eye care close to home on Highway 5, next to the Long Hills entrance, Benton Eye Care Clinic.
And back at Panther Stadium as the Benton Pep Steppers are performing their routine in the black and silver outfits. They have started their competition season, had a good showing at Bryan on Saturday. They'll be at Lake Hamilton tomorrow in the afternoon competing in the 5A dance competitions as the Panthers lead 28-14 with 17 minutes and 40 seconds left until the start of the second half. The Benton Band is in the north end zone. They're getting ready to perform here behind the Pep Steppers, and we are going to talk Benton basketball, boys basketball tonight, and we have Dexter Hendricks up in the booth. Dexter, welcome in. Thanks for joining us on the Farmers Bank and Trust halftime show.
You bet. I'm glad you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, you got on Benton Panther gear, long pants, long shirt. The weather has changed. Not only does it finally feel like football season, but it feels like maybe we're going to get to basketball season at some point.
Absolutely. It's getting closer and closer. You know, it's funny you say that. I probably had 15 to 20 people say that today. Coach,
Yeah.
it feels like basketball
Yeah,
season. It feels like
absolutely.
basketball season. So exciting time of year for everybody.
For me, basketball season is when it's really cold. That's
right.
when I'm looking for hot coffee to go with my popcorn at concessions.
Absolutely. Good
But,
combination.
you know, having you up here in the booth reminds me I need to go get my season tickets
That's right.
for Panther basketball this year because we're closing in on that. I mean, you guys are probably practicing after school. You're working hard. You're getting ready. When does this thing kick off for you?
Well, it kicks off in about 3 weeks from now. It's our maroon and gray game, which
Okay.
is the Thursday night before. I guess we play at home on November the 2nd. So that's Thursday, November 1st.
Okay.
So it's a Thursday night, and we look, it's grades 8 through 12. So it's a fun night, great event, our maroon and gray game. So we hope we have a big crowd there. But it's I guess about 3 weeks away from yesterday, I believe.
Okay, so save the date because that is the Benton Panther basketball maroon gray game. That's boys and girls basketball. I guess Chick-fil-A will be there again.
Correct,
and,
that's right.
I know we'll be there and supporting the dance team and the basketball team both. It's always a big event, and people kind of come and go, and you get introduced to the team, get to see kind of how everything's shaping up. So let's just get down to it. How are we looking for this year?
We're very excited. I think we got a great combination of. We have 5 guys that gained a lot of experience of playing time last year, and we have out of our 6 seniors, and we have guys. We got some new guys that moved into the school district. I believe really going to help us. So it's a combination of some veterans who have gained a lot of experience from last season with some new talent as well. So and then we're looking to get Cameron Harris healthy, a 9th grader. He's gonna play up, and I think everyone knows the kind of talent he is when he's healthy. So I think it's a great combination of a lot of talent that we're very excited to get started.
And as I announced earlier when talking about the Benton dance team, a lot of people still aren't aware of the reclassifications that happened,
Sure.
I guess, starting last year. And so we have these all football-only conferences now. Of course, Benton in the 6A. But when it comes to basketball, we're in the 5A.
5A South.
5A South. And the other teams in that district, run through those if you can, not to put you on the spot.
No,
but I'm sure you have them memorized.
Yeah, we're trying to get prepared for those as we speak. But we go to Hot Springs. Hot Springs High is new to our conference. Hot Springs Lakeside's in our conference now with Lake Hamilton, who should be really well. Come back from last year, finishing first place in the conference, and we finished them right behind them second. So they'll be really competitive. Sheridan's still in the conference. And then you go Texarkana, El Dorado, and I guess and then us. That kind of finishes it up. So it should be an extremely competitive conference.
So you've got kind of a lot of the same teams we've got in football, but you don't have to travel as far.
That's
guess West, Siloam, Greenwood.
That's right.
But you get the Hot Springs teams in there. So
yes.
Maybe a little bit less gas for the bus. I'm sure that makes the athletic director happy.
Oh yeah.
But that sounds like a pretty tough conference when you look at schools historically just being strong in basketball in high school.
Absolutely. And, a lot of the teams that are in conference had a really good, successful seasons last year, and they're teams that bring a lot of guys back. So it's something that should be a challenge, but we're excited to start that challenge, and, that's something we all look forward to.
Depth. That's always something that's important. We see that in baseball, football, any sport, volleyball. Talk about the depth you've got on this team this year.
That's a great point, John, because, you look at our football team, where the injuries go through, and, talking to Coach Harris today, just different guys stepping up and doing different things. So I think that's really what separates the teams from contenders at the end of the year to not. And that's something I think we have a chance to hopefully, every coach, every high school basketball coach and college basketball coach, and I guess every coach this time of year in basketball feels good about their team, right? If you don't feel good about your team this time of year, it's going to be a long year. So I know I sound like a coach, but I really do. We love our team. It's probably one of the most low-maintenance teams we've ever had. They're very low-maintenance guys, blue-collar work ethic, So I'm really excited about them, but we do think we have a chance to hopefully play 8, 9, and maybe develop that, close to 10 guys as the season goes along.
Okay, that's going pretty deep into the bench.
It is.
And that's a good problem to have. You're trying to figure out how you can match up with some of these teams you're going to face. It allows you a chance to play fast.
Absolutely.
And, well, that's really huge. So as we look at this season, talk about some of your seasoned veterans, maybe your seniors, that you're going to rely on a lot.
Absolutely. That's a great point. You know, when we have 6 seniors that we're all really excited about. You start with the big fella, Jackson Hedden, 6'7" center. He's really worked hard on his game throughout the year. Sawyer Olch, Carson Cates, Grant Shelnup, Malik McClendon, and Carl Ross are all guys that got a lot of playing time and all started games on and off throughout last season. So that group right there is a special group to me and Coach Fishburne. You know that we've been with those guys for a while now, and they've come back with a lot of experience from last year. And I think it says something about our program and those guys that they've gotten better each year they've been with us. And I think there's no question about it. You'll see that on the floor this year with those guys. You know, here in a few weeks.
You know, having a daughter in that grade that played basketball and then on the dance team, I've seen most of their games, and I've got to watch those kids develop through 8th grade, 9th grade, JV, and then varsity. Well, I tell you, that is a special group. You never really know which kids coming out of junior high school are really going to show up. A couple of those kids you could have predicted. A couple of them, a little bit of a surprise, and that's why, again, numbers important, keeping kids out, getting kids through the junior high program in as a sophomore. I think that's one of the things you've done that's been great is you like to take a lot of sophomores.
Sure.
You know, get them to me. Let me keep as many of them as I possibly can, and let's see how they develop, and let's try to see how they're going to transition into the high school game. And unfortunately, basketball is one of those sports where you can't take everybody that wants to play. But, boy, it's great when you can at least delay that a year and see how some of these kids mature between sophomore and junior year.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You always see that guy every year on whether it's your team or your opponents you're playing that have that guy was like, where'd he come from? Type of, you know, and where was he at last year? And we hope to have those guys, and we take a lot of pride in our program to have those guys show up and kind of under the radar. But I think to your point that you're speaking of, you know, this year we've even extended even more. We have 26 guys involved in our high, what you would say our high school team. That's including our junior varsity and varsity program, and we even have a practice period now where they guys come before and after school. There's not in our 4th block practice period with our varsity team, so we try to extend that just because that reason that you're talking about. You know, we want kids to be involved. We want kids to grow up in the Benton School District. Say, I can't wait to play for Coach Hendricks, Coach Fishburne. We want that, and so I think it's something that's exciting to have a lot of kids involved. And you know, I think at the end of the day, you're exactly right. You just don't know which guy's going to pay off, which kid's going to work harder in this summer and outplay this guy or that guy, and that's something very exciting as a coach, and we take a lot of pride in our program.
So with some height, some speed, some size, we know you got some great outside shooters on this team. You got some guys that can play physical down low. Talk about the guys in the paint for this season.
Well, I'm glad to talk about that because we've really tried to make that a point of emphasis this offseason and this preseason, and since school started to be extremely physical.
Yeah.
And I think if you come to our practices now, you see that. We've had a broken nose in our practice yesterday with some rebounding drills. So it's very physical, and we hope we're going back and as a staff and looking at the teams that were successful in our class the past few seasons. They're all extremely physical, and they all had a lot of depth. Playing Little Rock Mills last year, which I feel like was one of the best high school teams I've ever coached against. They played 12 guys in the first quarter, and they were extremely physical. The same thing with the Pine Bluffs and the teams that are always successful year in and year out. So we feel like, we want to get to that level in our program where we develop some depth and we play physical, hard-nosed basketball. And I think that starts on the defensive end for us. And we have a couple guys, Ethan Hillkurt, that's new to the school district that I think will really help us down there. Malik McClendon's a guy that returns. It's extremely physical down there. And at the guard position, Sawyer Olch, I think he kind of leads that and takes a lot of pride in being that tough, hard-nosed senior and scrappy senior, has a lot of grit to him, along with Markel Barnes. It's a new guy to our district. So that's been a major – we hope when you come watch us play this year that you say, man, those guys are hard-nosed, tough, physical basketball team that, really grinds it out on the defensive end. So that's what we're hoping to see here in a few weeks.
And possibly one of the purest outside shooters in Cates. Carson, just a tremendous shooter. And so sounds like you're going to have a pretty balanced team. And when we talked to Jerry Chumley, he's excited about this season. So that could put together some pretty exciting Friday nights at the arena Those kick off around 6 o'clock with the girls. The boys usually start somewhere 7:15, 7:30-ish.
That's right.
Depending on how quick the girls' game is over. So, Coach, thanks for coming in and
Absolutely.
being on the Farmers Bank and Trust halftime show with us. With Dexter Hendricks, the boys' head basketball coach at Benton High School. And don't forget, save the date, Jim Gardner, November 1st, the basketball maroon gray game. You're listening to Benton Panther football on Fidelity Local 6 and 106.7 The Ride. 6 minutes, 53 seconds to the start of the second half. Benton up 28-14.
Hey, Panther fans looking for a local dentist that cares? Look no further than Bethel Smiles. Benton native and Panther alum Dr. Justin Bethel and his staff are pleased to be back serving the community where it all began. Bethel Smiles is a full-service dental office treating all ages and proudly offers the lowest cost braces in town. We realize at Bethel Smiles that your time and your teeth are precious, so most procedures can be performed the same day. So save time, save teeth, support local business, and schedule with Bethel Smiles today. Call to schedule your appointment at 501-778-4746. Bethel Smiles is a proud supporter of Benton Athletics.
Hamilton Family Dentistry, dental care that grows with you. We're family owned and are ready to provide dental care for your family. From your newborn baby to your great-grandparents, we see them all. Give us a call at 653-2422 or come visit us at 2422 Spring Hill Road.
Welcome back into the Farmers Bank and Trust halftime show tonight. Benton leading El Dorado at halftime, 28-14, as Grace Bowling joins us for the out-of-town scoreboard.
Is leading Russellville 44-7 at half. Lake Hamilton is at 0 and Siloam Springs is at 14, also at halftime. Sheridan is leading Little Rock Hall 48-0 at half. As for Saline County games, Bryant is leading Fort Smith Southside 7-21 at half. Bauxite is leading Fountain Lake at halftime 28-7. Harmony Grove is struggling a little bit behind Arkadelphia. That's 21-0 at halftime. And Glen Rose is leading Jessieville 31-0, and that's at the third quarter. For the 6A East Conference, West Memphis and Jonesboro sure are battling. It's halftime, and West Memphis is at 14, Jonesboro 7. And Searcy is leading Pine Bluff 17-8 at half.
Good job, Grace, and you've done a great job with our out-of-town scoreboard. What do you like better, out-of-town scoreboard or sideline reporting?
Sideline reporting.
No doubt about it. So Grace got her debut last week, Terry, and did a phenomenal job, didn't she?
She did do a phenomenal job in her debut.
So Matt Johnson's going to give you a DVD to commemorate that. Very special for the rest of your life. And Terry and I bought pecans from you to celebrate it as well, right?
That's right. And one of these days when you're famous on ESPN, we just want you to remember the little guys.
Oh, for sure. I'll be looking back at this, knowing where I started.
Right here with Benton Panther football. So, Grace, thanks for the out-of-town scoreboard update. Terry, it was a strange first half. We kind of went to the break feeling like, man, we didn't play real clean and we didn't have the best feeling in the world. And then we got the stat sheet, and wow. I mean, the Panthers, 292 total yards in that first half, 132 rushing, 160 passing, held El Dorado to 175, 116 rushing, and 59 passing. Well,
you know, I started thinking about it during halftime, and I realized what it is. We're just spoiled. We've had 4 straight weeks of clean football, and man, it's so awesome to be able to sit and watch really good football with very few mistakes. And then so when you do have a half where you come out and you don't play clean football, even though you do dominate on the scoreboard and dominate on the stats, it still just feels off.
How many Benton teams through the years would take a 2-score halftime lead over El Dorado and feel ecstatic about it?
Every single one of them.
Including this one.
Yeah.
Despite some of that grunt we felt in the first half. Some individual numbers. Garrett Brown, 6 of 10 passing for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. Zach Wallace carried 12 times for 123 yards. That puts him right at his 10-yard per carry average. and a touchdown, caught 2 passes for 15 yards. DeAnthony Harper carried 2 times for 6 yards. Receiving, Garrett Body, 3 catches, 99 yards and a touchdown. Michael Allison, a catch, 46 yards and a touchdown. Gavin Wells carried 3 times for 8 yards and a touchdown. And so all in all, the numbers look good. Tony Linehan providing those, our stat guy and sports editor at the Saline Cougar. Grace, tell us we're just crazy here, that was a good first half.
I think comparing it to other first halves, it isn't the best, but overall we've been playing really well.
So Panthers lead at 28-14 at halftime. Terry, what do you want to see here in the second half?
Just clean it up. You know, the stats speak for themselves. That was another good half by the Panther football team on both sides of the football. And, you know, I really think that they'll come out and they'll get that cleaned up and they'll play really clean this second half. And what I'm kind of looking for is I'm looking for that defensive front to really start to dominate now, because we've played a half of football and we've seen every single week the only team that we haven't been able to just physically dominate in the second half has been Bryant. And we didn't get to see that complete game. And so I do think that what I'm looking for the most in the second half is the play on the line of scrimmage on both the offense and the defense, and watching those seniors on both sides of the football there just take this game over.
El Dorado took the opening kickoff, marched right down the field. Sean Livingston scored on a 19-yard run to give El Dorado a 7-0 lead. Then Benton scored 28 unanswered points. Zach Wallace had a touchdown run. Michael Allison and Garrett Body touchdown receptions. Gavin Wells had a touchdown run. Benton led at 28-7. El Dorado scored right before halftime with 11 seconds to go when Stephen Tollett caught a 14-yard pass from Alex Hicks. In that first half, El Dorado had 6 possessions. They punted 3 times, turned it over once on a Kilby Caffrey fumble recovery, and scored 2 touchdowns. Panthers had 5 possessions, scored on 4 of those, and on the 1 punt that didn't result in a touchdown, Terry, Preston Barker boomed a 52-yard punt, the first punt for Benton since the first quarter of week 3.
Yeah, well, when you've got this many weapons, it's hard to hold them, and the Panther offense has just really been devastating.
As Dio Vanucci is waiting Brad Harris as the Panthers come out of the indoor complex, leading 28-14, and we will go down to the field and Dio Vanucci with Brad Harris.
Yeah, Coach, pretty good first half. I know you saw some things that you wanted to change. I heard some of the adjustments you were talking about. Tell us what you're thinking for the second half.
Well, I thought we played pretty sloppy defensively, Dio. We gave up the first drive, then the last drive, and that's one of our goals is we don't let them score on their first drive or right before half, because that's momentum, you know, and we gave up those 2, and we just missed some tackles. All right, we busted a couple of coverages right there where they completed, dropped an interception. You know, I don't think we're playing real sharp defensively, but offensively, we got some stuff working. We feel like we put up 28.5. We like that, but we missed a few things in our blocking and scheme and everything. That's what we tried to make some adjustments right there, and then we got a couple of plays that we feel like are going to hit that we haven't shown. So, you know, not a ton of adjustments, but just some little tweaks here at half that we feel pretty good that will help us in the second half.
Well, one thing I heard in the locker room, repeated by you and Coach Wynn, was quit bumping these guys, these little bowling balls. You can't hit them up high.
Yeah, they're smaller guys in stature and everything, but like I told them, I said, man, they got great balance. You know, those little guys that you try to tackle them up high and they just bounce off. We got to go attack that hip like we talk about every day, you know. But the problem is these guys are 5'6", and, you know, we're not used to tackling 5'6" guys. And they got 3 really good guys, the quarterback, the running back, and the little receiver. So, you know, we've got our work cut out for us. They're a good team.
Time to get some of those miniature tackle wheels, Coach. Go get in the second half.
It's a unique challenge, a 5'6" quarterback, 5'6" flanker, and a 5'5" tailback. And you can see why the Panthers would have some difficulty and some challenges in making those tackles. I want to say a quick hello to my sweet daughter, Trey, sitting in the drive-thru, getting her a little dinner tonight, listening to Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride.
Awesome. We were talking about spreading the ball around and how Benton has done a pretty good job of that this year. One of the stats that stuck out as I was getting ready for the game is that Benton has thrown to these three receivers. We talk about them each week: Gavin Wells, Michael Allison, Garrett Body. Wells has 21 catches, Allison 17, and Body 17. They're each within probably 40 yards of each other, and each one of them has 5 touchdowns. Now that's spreading the ball around, and that's definitely a well-balanced passing attack, irregardless of who the quarterback is.
Well, and you can adjust those based on the first half. Allison and Body caught touchdowns. Gavin Wells ran one in.
That's right. That's right.
So all those guys up to 6 on the season now. Grace, what are you looking for in the second half out of the Panthers?
I'm just looking for that hustle. I'm waiting for us to just really run the score up and just leave them in the dust.
So Grace is wanting to apply the mercy rule, and Rob Pepper with a big grin. I think he agrees as well, as the Panthers will receive the second half kickoff. Benton leads at 28-14. Appreciate so much Matt Johnson producing and directing our broadcast tonight on Fidelity Local 6 and 106.7 The Ride. Michael Gober and Marcus Robinson, our camera crew tonight. Rob Pepper has fled the side of Dio Vanucci and is come into the booth. Dio's kind of alone down there. I don't even see Freddie in the vicinity down there.
You start talking about water buffalo and cheetahs down here, and everybody runs off. I mean, I don't even understand. So mistreated.
Benton will have it to open the second half. Cade Clark and Garrett Body back to receive the kickoff from Grayson Hubbard, as Hubbard will kick into the wind as Benton will move right to left here in the third quarter. Body going to field it at the 20-yard line, and Garrett Body on the return will reach the 30-yard line, and that's where Benton will have it. First down and 10. Panthers at their own 30-yard line. John, the stat sheet, Benton really dominated the first half. Didn't necessarily feel that way, but the Panthers, 292 yards of total offense.
Well, we're a little bit spoiled, TB. And
we were just talking about that.
All right. Well, I was still visiting with Dexter, and he's got my interest in Benton basketball kind of amped up right now. But, yeah, I think we've become a little spoiled so far this year.
First down and 10 Panthers at their own 30-yard line as Garrett Brown has Zach Wallace in the backfield. Gavin Wells goes in motion, and Wallace is going to get the carry, and Zach is going to pick up a little more than 4 yards, just shy of the 35-yard line. That leaves Zach 18 yards away from the 3,000-yard mark in his career.
Well, that's such a patient run right there. Half of his yardage came just because he was patient enough to wait for that hole.
Second down and 6 for the Panthers as Brown looks to the sideline. Body, Allison, and Wells split to the left. Make that Slaughter. Slaughter's going to block for Body, who catches it on the screen. Garrett with a stiff arm, going to be ridden out of bounds by El Dorado's Chris Newton, and they're going to mark him shy of the first down at the 38. No, they're going to move the chains. Excuse me. Move the chains first down.
Well, it was
close.
Stiff arm.
Yeah, the stiff arm, and he got drug out of bounds forward.
And the chains have moved, and there is all kinds of confusion with the chains, guys. As that ball should be third down and 1. They're going to move the chains back.
Okay.
It is third down and 1.
We'll see if they kept their spot. The official's not going to move.
Third down and 1 now at the 39-yard line. Ball on the near hash as Benton moves right to left here in the third quarter. Zach Wallace gets the carry, hit in the backfield, and Zach going to be marked just short of the 40-yard line. It's going to be fourth down and inches.
And this is a tough spot right here. Normally you don't even think about this, but boy, if you don't get it, you're setting up El Dorado with great field position.
Yeah, you are, but I will tell you this: with the offensive line that you've got and the running back you've got to be able to line up and make this work.
Tristan Redd checks in at left guard. Fake to Wallace, throw incomplete as Brown pulled it. He was being pressured by Newton. The throw short of Gavin Wells, and now El Dorado is going to have good field position at the Benton 39-yard line.
Well, boy, that's Justin Ray is hot on the sidelines, and I'm really surprised by that play call, John.
Well, and it was a read, so we don't know whether that was a designed throw or if that was just a read that Brown made, but one way or the other, it didn't work.
Keontae Larry is not in the backfield. Saw him go out with an injury in the first half. Devontae Yarbrough is back there for El Dorado. Is Hicks going to throw on first down? Livingston makes the catch. Livingston breaks a couple of tackles, shucks another tackle, and Livingston going to be all the way down to the Benton 18-yard line, a gain of 21, and El Dorado's in the red zone.
Well, that was a good job finding that hole in the zone there, John. But, you know, the Panthers, once again, are trying to tackle up high and just bump people down, and they're not going to be successful doing that tonight.
Saw Kelby Caffrey, one of our best tacklers, just go up and try to block tackle Livingston. That is in direct opposition to what Brad Harris said coming out of the halftime locker room as Hicks takes the direct snap running left. That's a quarterback sweep all the way. And Hicks going to carry inside the 10 down to the 9-yard line. A gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1.
I couldn't. It's too far with those anthracite jerseys. I can't see numbers that far.
Cameron Ross comes in with a big hit.
Zach Parker, first one there, Terry.
Yeah. I knew someone had put a good lick on him, but I couldn't see who it was.
Parker caught him. Ross finished him off. It is 2nd down and 1. El Dorado at the Benton 9-yard line. So they bring a man in motion. Fake to him. Hicks keeps, and Hicks lunges for the end zone. That is an El Dorado touchdown. Panthers gave them a short field. The Wildcats cash in with 9:33 to go in the third quarter. It's a ball game again, guys. 28-20 with the extra point to come.
Well, one of the things that Reed said in the paper today, he said, we got to start fast. We can't play from behind against the Panthers.
Well, they're doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, they sure are.
Playing from behind.
Job to hold. Hubbard's kick is up. It is good. 9:33 to go. It is now 28-21. Benton in the lead. And, Dio, that's not the way you want the second half to start.
No, it is not how you want the second half to start. I'm pretty sure from walking by the tent there with Coach talking to the offense that was not the way that play was supposed to be executed. I don't think that was supposed to be a pass, to be honest with you. And it seemed pretty clear from Coach Ray's reaction that was supposed to go to Zach Wallace, and miscommunication there. And you know, his exact words to his team were, "You just put your defense in a really bad spot," and that's what happens. But you know, here's an opportunity for Benton to, you know, use some of that home crowd energy and come back and make something happen here on offense.
So after the Panthers turn the ball over on downs, El Dorado takes 3 plays to go 39 yards in 1 minute and 7 seconds. And Alex Hicks punched it in from 9 yards out as Grayson Hubbard going to onside kick, and Hubbard is going to recover it at the Benton 45-yard line as Hubbard just dribbled it. The front line of the Panther return team vacated. Hubbard recovers it at the 45, and a flag came in late as Brad Harris immediately coaching up his return team on the Benton sideline.
It looked to me like they had hands team out there, like they were expecting it. I don't know how in the world we bailed out on that. You've got to see that coming. He had it on the tee. It's going to be unsportsmanlike on El Dorado for celebrating after the play, but it looked to me like we had the hands team out there.
And El Dorado will have the football at their own 40-yard line following the onside kick recovery by Grayson Hubbard of his own kick. And, boy, the momentum has swung in a hurry here out of the halftime locker room as El Dorado has it first down and 10 at their own 40-yard line. The offense jogs out onto the field. The Panther defense needs to get the momentum back in maroon and gray. It's Livingston in motion, right to left, across the formation. Hicks drops back, throws, and the ball bounces off the chest of Devontae Kidd, incomplete.
Well, they've definitely found a little hole in that zone because they keep throwing exactly back to it. They started throwing to it at the end of the second quarter, and it's wide open every time, John.
But with the success they've had on the ground, why would you throw it ever? We've done nothing to stop their quarterback running to the outside. I wouldn't throw another pass this whole game if I'm Scott Reed, but their completion percentage is pretty poor.
Hicks had 10 carries for 40 yards in the first half. He's going to drop back and throw it again, intended for Livingston, and that ball almost picked off by Kelby Caffrey. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Boy, it sure was. I thought he was going for 6 the other direction.
Shades of 2014 when the Panthers just can't stop something that El Dorado does, but El Dorado content to not do it. And you just can't say anything but thanks.
Hicks 12 carries, 58 yards in the ball game. 3rd down and 10 for El Dorado at their 40-yard line. The Panther fans stomping their feet on the bleachers. Hicks drops back. He's going to reverse, spin out, pressure coming. Hicks going to fake, now spins, and he is sacked back at the 29-yard line. Bryce Gallagher, Dylan Burnham, and Trey Maxwell in there.
Boy, Bryce Gallagher just delivered a shot.
He did. He hung with him and gets him in 4th and super long, but, you know, yeah, he fought right through the block.
Boy, that's a great defensive play.
Yeah.
Derek Jobe will be back to punt for the 4th time tonight. And back deep to receive for Benton. Kelby Caffrey stands at his own 38-yard line. Jobe receives the snap, and he puts a low line drive punt that hits at midfield, takes an El Dorado roll, and is going to be down inside the Benton 35 and finally stop at the 33 where it's down by Zach Donahue. And as we go down to Dio, the offense really needs to see some momentum back right here.
Well, defense doing a good job of giving them some momentum there with that 3rd down stop, making it 4th and long, and really giving us pretty good field position after that average punt, I guess you could say. But offense going to come out here, and they better mean business.
38 yards on the punt by Jobe. It's 1st down and 10, Benton at their own 33-yard line. As Garrett Brown has Slaughter and Wallace in the backfield. Give to Zach Wallace running right, and he is tripped up at the 35-yard line. A gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we hopefully have taken the gun out of the hands of this Panther team. They just keep shooting themselves in the foot with mental mistakes and very un-Panther-like start to this second half.
2nd down and 8, Panthers. Wallace in the backfield with Brown, and Zach gets it. He's going to cut to the left, and Zach with a good run up over the 43. 1st down yardage for Zach Wallace as they move the chains. 1st and 10 Panthers.
Well, it was a good change of direction that time, John. He really didn't have any place to run, and he just changed direction and made about 8 yards on his own.
Well, look, there's no reason why we've got to do anything special here. We can line up with our guys on their guys, and I think we can move the ball.
8:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Benton leads at 28-21. 1st down and 10, and the give to Zach Wallace. And that time El Dorado keen on him as Jacoby Hankton and Jacob Flournoy make the tackle at the 45-yard line after a gain of 2.
Well, they're keying on him, but we're missing a block or something there on the outside because they are just coming in untouched from that edge, John, and really kind of disrupting our backfield a little bit.
And they'll pay for it here in a minute.
2nd down and 8 with trip receivers to the right. Send Wells in motion as Brown takes the snap. Going to throw back the screen to Zach Wallace. And Zach is going to be hit by Rux right after the catch and dumped at the 46-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain, and it'll be 3rd down and 7.
That was their chance to make them pay for it, and just missed a block on number 15 for El Dorado, and he makes a good open field tackle.
Yeah, you had one defender that came through 4 downfield blockers, and unfortunately that cost us a touchdown.
On 3rd down and 7, Brown tries to hard count El Dorado offside. They do not jump. Is Wallace going to set to the right of Garrett Brown? Brown takes the snap, looking, throwing to the right. Zach Wallace with the catch. Zach with running room. Zach down to the El Dorado 40-yard line before he's tackled by Caleb Scott and a Benton first down.
Just like you said, Terry, they sent a guy, they blitzed him, and it left Zach Wallace open. And that's exactly what we said. Just let them keep doing it, and then you make them pay for it. That's good coaching by Justin Ray and the rest of the offensive guys, watching what's going on in the field, recognizing what they're doing, finding those tendencies, and then exploiting that.
Panthers have put the ball in Zach Wallace's hand on every play on this possession. That's 5 plays, 3 runs, 2 receptions for Zach Wallace. First down and 10 at the El Dorado 40-yard line as Gavin Wells goes in motion. Again, Zach Wallace is going to get the football, and Zach is going to, again, bounce it to the left and pick up 6 yards on first down to the Wildcat 34.
They're crashing that end every single play.
Yep, just watch it. Now, he just didn't get to him. He overplayed it that time, and just lean on him. Just keep pounding it. Keep giving it to Zach.
Yeah, I think we should give it to Zach about another 20 times.
Yeah, let that clock run and just let our O-line bully this defense around a little bit.
Second down and 4 Panthers with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Wallace in motion out of the backfield, and a marker is going to blow the play dead, and that should be a false start against Benton. That'll back the Panthers up. There's Caleb Scott kind of chirping back at the Benton offense. A false start against Benton. That'll be a 5-yard penalty and to move it back to the 39 where it'll be second down and 9.
Well, John, you had second and short, and now another mental error. Now you're in second and long.
As Wells is going to line up in the backfield with Anthony Harper on this second down and 9 play. Now send Wells in motion to the right. They're going to swing it out to Gavin Wells behind the line of scrimmage, who throws downfield to a wide open Garrett Body. Touchdown Panthers. Touchdown Garrett Body from Gavin Wells.
Justin Ray just said, all right.
It's time.
I've had enough.
Yeah. What a great play design.
Yeah, absolute great play call right there. Fantastic. Well done.
And he had a blocker out there in Braxton Slaughter that was able to come back and pick up anybody trailing him.
There wasn't a Wildcat within 15 yards of Garrett Body as he went into the end zone. Wow. And now Wells, who threw the touchdown, he's got a rushing touchdown, is going to hold, and we've got a marker and an offside against El Dorado on the extra point attempt. Brad Harris says, let's decline it and just line up and kick the PAT as Joshua George will snap. Alan Vargas, who's a perfect 4-4 on the night, is on to boot this extra point. He's a left footer. The snap back to Wells, perfect hold. Vargas's kick is up. It is good. 5:48 to go in the third quarter. And Benton lead is again 2 scores at 35-21. And, Dio, how about Justin Ray reaching into the bag of tricks?
Well, that's exactly what you want to do against an aggressive defense like that. Like you guys were talking about, they were blitzing that end. Well, their cornerbacks and their safeties were playing tight to the line. They've done it all night, really trying to get aggressive with that. You throw that little swing pass out to Gavin, and it pulled the safeties and the corners. Everybody left their man, and Garrett Body he didn't even need speed. You could have put Terry Benham out there on that route, and he'd have been what? No offense, Terry.
Hey, I'd have gotten to at least the 5.
I mean, I just had to throw a little shade after the Serengeti comments, you know.
Hey, Terry's got quite the wingspan, though. He'd be
does.
a hard target to miss.
He's more like a tight end, though, than a C or Y receiver.
How about congratulations to Zach Wallace on his last carry? He went over the 3,000-yard mark. He needed 144 yards tonight. He's got 146 yards, over 3,000 in his career rushing for the Panthers.
Well, I think before this season's over, he's going to add a few more.
Yeah, you'd think so.
As Alan Vargas kicks it off for the Panthers, and that ball's going to hit at the 10, take a hop that Shun Livingston fields at the 3. Livingston returns it along the El Dorado sideline, and he's going to be slung out of bounds, and they're going to mark him around the 31-yard line where El Dorado will have it first down and 10 with 5:41 to go in the third quarter. Preston Barker on the tackle.
I feel like sometime about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm just going to wake up and go, my gosh, he's still running.
Yeah, I know.
That dude is hard to get down.
It's kind of like Gavin Wells. You just don't understand why can you not tackle him? You know, why is it so hard?
So first down and 10, El Dorado with 31 at the 31-yard line. Pass out to Stephen Tollett, and he is hit and dropped immediately by Kelby Caffrey.
Wow, what a hit. I mean, that's as form tackle as you get right there.
Yeah, you know, I don't understand the call. Caffrey's got him manned. He's up in his face, and it's just a quick trying to throw a screen, and I don't know. It's perplexing.
Second down and 10, Yarbrough in the backfield with Hicks. They bring Livingston in motion, fake to him. Hicks looking, Hicks pressured, and Hicks goes down back at the 28-yard line as Chris Wright in on the sack.
Well, I will tell you this, there's some physical football going on right now on that line of scrimmage. That defense has kind of come out this series with a little bit of an attitude. I want you to look at some of the hits that's going on down there.
Chris Wright's been close to making a big play all night, and you know this offensive line is tired of seeing him.
Second sack of the season for the junior nose man. It is third down and 13 as Hicks drops back, looking, pressured, and he throws, hit as he throws, and it falls harmlessly to the turf as the pressure coming that time from the ends. Trey Maxwell in there. We've got a marker and a likely hold against El Dorado, the flag back at the 20-yard line. The Panthers should decline that and force El Dorado to punt, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, Chris Wright was in on that play too, John, and, man, that defensive line just took that series over.
He and Kaufman have a thing going that is rare. And, well, those two guys are really, really good at their position. And, again, El Dorado, they keep putting themselves in this bad situation where they have to throw the ball, which is not what they're good at. They kind of started pressing a little bit down 2 scores.
And the fourth down 13 punt from Derek Jobe as he boots a spiral that is going to hit at the 36-yard line and roll out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. So we'll see the Benton offense, Terry, with a little breathing room, up 14 at 35-21, take over possession 70 yards away.
Well, this is the takeover possession.
No doubt.
This is the possession where we take over the game.
That's right. You've got to pound, wait for them to overplay, and then hit them for the long ball. You know, we drove the field on the last possession just running the football.
67-yard drive. Zach Wallace carried the mail until the gadget play Wells to body for the touchdown as Gavin goes in motion. Give it off to Zach Wallace, and Zach runs to daylight. He's over the 40. He's over midfield. He's at the El Dorado 30, 20, 10. Zach tripped up inside the 10-yard line. I think Garrett Body is the one that actually tripped him up down at the 4.
Man, oh, man, oh, man. Did you see the patience at the line of scrimmage? Watch this play right here.
Well, and El Dorado, they're just coming so hard. They overplay, overrun. The safety's in the backfield.
Zach now with 212 yards rushing on the night. It is first and goal Panthers at the Wildcat 4. DeAnthony Harper gets the carry running right, and he's down inside the 1. It'll be second and goal.
Man, that was a lick, and it hurt him as much as it hurt the defender as much as it did the offensive player. And I'm trying to see the number, but, boy, what a great defensive play by that young man.
Zach Donahue, the middle linebacker, is jogging off the field without his helmet. Jason Flournoy also slow to get up on that play.
Man, that was a lick.
Guess who's back in?
It was actually a touchdown saving hit.
Second down and goal Panthers at the 1-yard line. DeAnthony Harper in the backfield with Garrett Brown. Braxton Slaughter is the H-back. It's Gavin Wells in the slot, motion left to right across the formation. Snap back, give off to DeAnthony Harper running right. D-Buddy's in the end zone. Touchdown Benton with 3:34 to go in the third quarter, and the lead swells back to a 3-score lead at 41-21.
Well, that's the possession that we needed, John. That's a morale booster right there, and that has the potential of getting us back on track.
Well, El Dorado getting extremely aggressive on defense. Justin Ray makes them pay for it with another big play.
3-play, 70-yard drive in 40 seconds. Zach Wallace's 66-yard run. The big one on that drive is offside El Dorado. Brad Harris is going to again refuse it. As Vargas on for his extra point attempt, Wells will be the holder. Panthers with 6 touchdowns on the board. This is an offense averaging 48 points a game in games that have been played to completion. And Vargas's extra point gives Benton 42 points. And we've still got 3:34 to go in the third quarter. Benton leads at 42-21. Dio, how about another big night for Zach Wallace on the ground?
Well, it seems like an every Friday night occurrence for Zach Wallace. I mean, you're not going to keep him down for very long. And, I mean, I'm just glad they put my pick in to get the touchdown because I needed a few points. I mean, Terry's in the lead a little bit, but I'm just glad. Hey, it really is a good thing for DeAnthony Harper because here's the deal. We've got 2 good backs. You know, Zach able to get it done, get 200 yards, and then
absolutely
you don't have to worry. You can put in your second man, and you don't really lose anything. I mean, this team is loaded with weapons, you know, at the receiver spot and the running back spot. And you just tell this offense is extremely explosive against a good El Dorado defense. One of the better defenses we've seen this year. So this is a good test for us going into Greenwood next week.
Third 200-plus yard rushing night of the season for Zach Wallace.
Impressive.
We talk about being ready for Livingston to graduate. What do you think the El Dorado guys are saying about Zach Wallace?
I think everybody in the 6A West is saying that about Zach Wallace.
42-21, Benton leads it with 3:34 to go in the third quarter, and Alan Vargas will kick off for the Panthers as he puts his left foot into it, drives Livingston. Boy, Livingston didn't make the catch. That ball bounds into the end zone, and El Dorado will start at their own 20.
Hey, Vargas gets credit for an end zone shot.
I like it.
Well done.
I like it. Yeah,
hey,
since we could given them great field position, we've had a little better chance on defense, Terry.
Well, since we've got such a strong signal from the eastern Arkansas all the way to Arkadelphia, there's 2 really good football teams about to lock up in Little Rock tomorrow night, and I want to tell you something. Y'all better look at Zach Wallace. That's a really good-looking running back. He's got all the skills.
First down and 10, El Dorado as they give it off to Devontae Yarbrough. He's running to the near side. Boy, makes a move. And again, Kelby Caffrey unable to make the tackle, but Chris Wright, the nose man downfield, John.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you what, I like how physical Benton is playing right now. You know what? Chris Wright, he's not going to have a whole bunch of stats tonight. But I'm going to tell you what, all night long he has been in their backfield, disrupting the quarterback, pushing the quarterback this way and that way, drawing double teams. He is the guy. He's kind of that anchor tonight that El Dorado's had to deal with. He allows those other guys, Jim, to make plays.
Stephen Tollett, the injured El Dorado Wildcat, their wide receiver, up on his feet, walking toward the El Dorado sideline. Is Dr. Bailey and T.J. White immediately there to check on him as Tollett slowly walking to the sideline. Boy, El Dorado's been beset with injuries this year, Terry, and they've lost a running back and now a receiver in this ball game tonight.
Well, Tollett's key to their team too, and I'm really glad to see him get up off the turf because that looked really bad. He got rolled up really bad that time, and it's good to see him walking off on his own power.
Derek Jobe, the El Dorado punter, will check in at wide receiver and replace the injured Stephen Tollett. It is 2nd down and 2 for El Dorado at their own 28-yard line with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Benton leads at 42 to 21. Alex Boone, the tight end, is going to flex to the right. Yarbrough, the lone back in the backfield with Hicks. As Hicks fakes to Yarbrough, pulls and keeps, and Hicks going to be over the 40-yard line. Cameron Ross going to make the tackle at the 42. A gain of 14 and a Wildcat first down.
Hey, that was a good tackle by Cameron Ross. We've been on him a little bit for tackling up high, but that time he got down low and made a key tackle.
So first down and 10 Wildcats as the ball on the near hash mark with 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Again, Yarbrough will be the lone back in the backfield as Alex Hicks is going to line him on his right hip on this first down and 10 play. Hicks looks, throws, and he throws short of his intended receiver, Derek Jobe, at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, John loved that play call.
Yeah, I don't understand. But, you know, it benefits us, so I'm just going to leave that alone. But
2nd down and 10 Wildcats at their own 42-yard line. As Hicks brings Livingston in motion, fakes the jet sweep to him. Pressure coming, and the Panther defense gets to him again as Ty Nethery and Dylan Burnham get there.
Boy, nice pressure right up front, and then, of course, Ty coming from the edge, and that pocket just collapsed on him. He didn't have time.
And that's at depth, TB, because
Yep.
you've got about 8 guys that can play those 3 positions up front, and we just keep reloading fresh guys. And every week, Jim, a different guy steps up to be kind of that leader of the week that sets the tone.
That's right.
Tonight it's been Chris Wright.
Ty Nethery with his 3rd sack of the season. Leaves El Dorado with 3rd down and 14 as Hicks takes the snap, throws, and that ball bobbled and dropped in the flat. It is incomplete, and El Dorado will have to punt it away on 4th down and 14. Derek Jobe will go back to punt for the 6th time tonight. Kelby Caffrey will go back deep to receive for the Panthers as Caffrey stands at his 30-yard line. Jobe will take the snap at the 24. Jobe with a high spiraling punt. Beautiful punt that drives Kelby back to the 21 where he takes a fair catch, and Panthers have it again with 1:32 to go, Joe.
Well, you know, if I'm a Wildcat fan, I don't know. I don't understand why you abandon what's working for you here, unless it's just for the sake of saying, well, hey, if we're going to throw it half the time, we need to run it half the time, or vice versa. But it just doesn't make any sense. And but listen, it's benefiting us, and so we'll take it.
Thank you. First down and 10 Panthers at their own 22-yard line. Panthers lead at 42-21 here late in the third quarter as DeAnthony Harper is going to get the carry, and DeAnthony is going to press forward to the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, it'll be 2nd and 5.
You know, John, you were talking about the depth that defensive line. If you'll remember last week, it was Hayden Purdy that stepped up and had 2 sacks last week.
And we have I don't know if we've seen Hayden yet check in on the defensive line, but just depth everywhere.
Fake to DeAnthony Harper on 2nd down. Garrett Brown throwing deep, and almost a spectacular catch by Gavin Wells as he went high, couldn't pull it in, and it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Panthers following the incompletion.
Yeah, it was a good job that time by Brown adjusting to the pass rush and then stepping back over to the side of the pocket and then getting a good throw downfield. Had it just a little high that time for Gavin Wells.
The protection for Garrett Brown tonight has been outstanding.
It really
3rd
has.
down and 6. That Panther offensive line not just protecting their quarterback, but opening holes for the running backs to run tonight. Fantastic as Garrett Brown pumps to the left, throw back to the right to Garrett Body, and Body is going to be close to the 1st down at the 32-yard line.
I hope it's the official on the far side that we get to to spot that, not the near side.
They're going to move the sticks. First down, Garrett Body on the catch at the 32-yard line. Fresh set of downs, Panthers.
That's a big first down. We needed that.
First down and 10 as the third quarter clock ticking away with 45 seconds to go. Screen pass out this side to Michael Allison, and Allison is going to, boy, just kind of spin and carry El Dorado defenders to the 43 and another Benton first down.
Allison's had a good night tonight.
Was that the Arkansas Waltz?
I'm not sure, but it was.
Michael's just smooth
he
after
really
catch,
is.
isn't he?
He really is.
Just kind of glides out there. Number 9, the Panthers' senior wide receiver, 11 yards on that catch, and it's first down and 10 Panthers at the 43. Now Garrett Brown is going to send DeAnthony Harper to the slot. An empty backfield as Brown drops back. He throws, lobs it up for Gavin Wells, and it's incomplete right in front of Brad Harris at the 30-yard line. And it'll be second and 10.
And that's where you've got to stay inside of those hash marks and give your quarterback room to throw that football. And that time the defender just kind of pushed our receiver toward those hashes, and that's a good job of throwing that away.
Placine Miller in coverage for El Dorado. It's second down and 10 Benton at the Panther 43-yard line. Brown looks to the sideline. 10 seconds on the snap clock. Going to set DeAnthony Harper in the sidecar to his left. Going to give to DeAnthony Harper, and Harper with a lane. There goes DeAnthony Harper. What Zach Wallace can do, D-Buddy can do. He's inside the 5 all the way down to the El Dorado 2.
You kind of wonder which way he should have cut, in or out. I don't know if he could have scored from either way, but boy, he hit the hole at full speed, and look at him just kind of pull away there. Michael Allison did a good job of getting in the way of the corner that was out there, and another big play for the Panthers.
55-yard supersonic burst for DeAnthony Harper as they give to Gavin Wells on the jet sweep, and Wells is going to be dropped for a loss to end the third quarter by Chris Newton and Acacius Miller. And the teams will go all the way to the south end of the stadium to start the fourth quarter, with Benton leading tonight 42-21 over El Dorado. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
Saline County is one of the fastest growing areas in the entire country. The state's best schools, thriving businesses, family-friendly communities, and the great outdoors combine to make our home both exceptional and uniquely local. At Saline Health System, we deliver care that's as extraordinary as our home. With the most advanced technology and a team of doctors and nurses who know you by name, we're here to provide the care you deserve. Because around here, local is always extraordinary. Saline Health System.
Hi, this is Kim Hammer, State Representative running for Senate Seat District 33. Last week we saw the Benton Panthers, ranked 8th this week, defeat the Little Rock Hall Warriors. This week we're going to have a little bit of a tougher challenge going up against the 23rd ranked El Dorado Wildcats. I have no doubt that the Benton Panthers will defeat the Wildcats, especially when you look at individuals like Zach Feemster, who rose to the occasion last week and intercepted a pass and ran it back for 89 yards for a touchdown. A great example of what happens when players step up and accept the challenge. Go Panthers.
Leads it tonight over El Dorado 42-21. Grace, you got some score updates? You don't? Okay. So Grace has no score updates, but Greenwood did lead Russellville 44-7 at halftime, so that one not in doubt. And we're kind of on our way to a big showdown for the crown at Greenwood next week. As Garrett Brown going to roll out, throw, catch made in the end zone. Gavin Wells with a receiving touchdown on the first play of the fourth quarter, and the Panther lead now 48-21.
That's awesome. So now Gavin's got one running, he's got one throwing, and now he's got one receiving. That's a heck of a ball game.
No doubt. Mr. Do-It-All for the Panther offense, Gavin Wells. And it is 48-21 Panthers as Alan Vargas on to attempt the extra point, and his kick is up. It is good. His 7th extra point of the night. And the Benton lead now 49-21. One play into the fourth quarter, and we go down to Dio, who has watched Gavin Wells do it all down there tonight for the Benton offense.
Well, we're going to go ahead and just call it what it is. That's the new hat trick. We're going to borrow a hockey term, and if you can run one, throw one, and receive one, you have completed a hat trick. And I don't know who had him on their pick to click, but I think that's worth some bonus points.
John
if you
Penn?
ask me. Well, Jim, you need to find a way to give him some bonus points for that, because that's pretty impressive. I mean, we've always talked about Gavin Wells as just a football player. That's just what he is. He's just hard to describe, but he can do it all on the field, and we've seen that tonight. Offense now rolling.
No doubt, and I mean, cornerstone home lending, probably player of the game offensively.
Well,
John Penn picked a click.
Well, it might happen. It might be the first time ever. But listen, Gavin, some of these holds on on PATs, I mean, listen, that's a very, very difficult job, and he's come in and just done tremendous with that. And I think some of the little things he does, blocking downfield, that he does for his team, really get overlooked.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Alan Vargas to kick off for the Panthers, and his kick going to be fielded by Livingston at the 15-yard line. Livingston again creases the Panther return game, but how about Alan Vargas in on the tackle, along with David Landers at the 36-yard line? Guys, the narrative of this game, El Dorado scored first in the first quarter. Benton comes back with 4 unanswered touchdowns. El Dorado scores first in the second half, and Benton has responded with 3 unanswered touchdowns, John.
And that's, you know, El Dorado, they never just go away in the second half, and we've seen them make comebacks so many times before, but, you know, up 4 scores in the fourth quarter. Really the only thing the Wildcats have been able to do effectively is run the football, and probably not enough time to really get that going.
So first down and 10 Wildcats from their own 38 as they fake to Yarbo. That ball batted up in the air, and a diving attempt at the interception by Devin Griffin. Couldn't come up with it. But how about that defensive line again, Terry, deflecting a pass?
Yeah, they sure were. That comes with that pressure. I mean, when you've got those big guys making the pressure and getting in the quarterback's face like that, I mean, they're going to cause a lot of those balls to pop up in the air, and Devin Griffin almost got one that time.
Second down and 10 Wildcats. 11:42 to go in the ball game. Benton leads at 49-21. El Dorado will send 2 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. As Hicks fakes to Yarbrough. Hicks keeps, and there he goes. Alex Hicks is going to go all the way for a 62-yard touchdown as the C's just parted. Hicks untouched to the end zone with 11:32 to go in the fourth quarter. It's now 49-27.
A little bit of a cramp there from Hicks as he heads back toward the El Dorado bench. And
yeah, it sure did. But, boy, he could have driven a semi through that hole, John.
And they've had that opportunity to just pound the football all night tonight.
Grayson Hubbard on for the extra point. Job holds Hubbard's kick. It is good, and it is now 49-28 with 11:32 to go in the ball game, and we go down to Dio Vanucci.
Boy, it parted like the Red Sea right there for the quarterback. I mean, they've run that several times tonight, but that time quarterback really had an open lane, had a little over pursuit from our safety and linebackers, and there was nobody to catch him. And looks like he just had a cramp. I thought he may have pulled a hamstring at first because he kind of hopped up in the air, but defense is going to have to step up and stop that. You can tell we're getting a little aggressive on that sweep motion that they're running right there and trying to stop them from getting the outside, but we can't give up the middle in order to do that.
So Grayson Hubbard will kick off for El Dorado. Benton leading 49-28 with 11:32 to go in the ball game as Hubbard tees it on the far hash, and he's going to kick it to the near side. It's a sky kick. And coming up to field it for the Panthers is Cade Clark. Very short return to the 30-yard line, so Benton will have it 70 yards away, first down and 10.
Well, what do we see from Benton here?
Well, I think you got to go back to work.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Kind of milk the clock here, John.
Absolutely.
Up 21.
Yeah, I think you want this clock to run as much as you can, and I don't know that tempo has been, a big key to our success tonight. I think it's been the misdirection, mixing things up, utilizing different players, being creative, and so I don't think you're going to lose anything if you slow it down here.
Panthers empty the backfield on first down. It's an empty gun for Garrett Brown, who takes a snap, fakes right. Now he's going to throw. Catch made at the 44-yard line as Gavin Wells comes up with the catch and a first down on a 14-yard gain.
How accurate is Garrett Brown?
Yeah.
That's just crazy. You don't see seniors make that throw.
First down and 10 Panthers. Ball on the Benton 44, and again, man, Justin Ray, now he's going to bring and reset the formation. Thought he was going to empty the backfield again, and now there is miscommunication. Justin Ray is frustrated as he has to take a timeout, and he is coaching up his sophomore quarterback about taking the leadership role right here, John.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you want to get lined up for this Benton offense, and you want to see what El Dorado is going to do, and then you want to look to the sideline. And El Dorado has had a great game plan, I think, coming in here, Terry. You've got to put pressure on Benton's quarterback. You've got to try to disrupt everything that they try to do in the backfield and get there first. And Benton's just able to make some reads and get by that tonight.
Terry, Garrett Brown, so impressive. He's still just a sophomore, though, and there are times we got to remember that.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right, and that's what Scott Reed's thinking about too.
Yeah,
if you watch the film, it's easy to see that El Dorado is going to be a little outmatched physically on the football field. So you've got to be able to cause disruption.
That's right.
And the best target for that is the sophomore quarterback,
who has showed a ton of poise and composure tonight. It is first down and 10 Benton at the 44-yard line as Brown going to swing it out to Zach Wallace, who makes a fingertip catch along the Benton sideline at the 48. And Brown slow to get up as he was hit after he threw that football by Chris Newton.
We'll see if that should have been a late hit.
Well, it certainly was helmet to helmet, but going that fast, it's a little bit hard to avoid.
Brown is going to check out to the Benton sideline, and we're going to see DeAnthony Harper check in. Gavin Wells will be your Benton quarterback on second down and 6, as Harper and Wallace will be in the backfield. Gavin Wells going to send Wallace in motion. Fake to Harper. There goes Gavin Wells, and Gavin looked like they caught his face mask. No penalty marker called. And,
there could have been
down
a late
to the 50-yard line, John.
I mean, there's been 3 very clear penalties here on the last 2 plays that could have been called, and looks like he grabbed some hair, and I don't know.
Garrett Brown, 14 of 21 for 206 yards passing tonight. It is third down and 4 Panthers. Is a snap, give off to DeAnthony Harper. DeAnthony with running room over the 40, down to the 37, and it'll be a first down Benton Panthers.
I think tonight I really thought that we would see more of this package with Gavin Wells. But credit Benton coaching, hey, it was working with Garrett Brown, and they just stayed with it, and I think that's an important thing to notice.
Wells takes the snap. Wells looks and throws to Garrett Body. And Body makes a nice move, gets extra yardage, carries a couple of Wildcats down to the 30-yard line.
Hey, that's a big-time wide receiver play. That's a big-time play. He adjusted his body and got him some space, created his own space, and then was able to get down close enough to get almost John the first down.
Yep.
Nice football play.
Freddie's picked a click with 8 yards on that reception. Gavin Wells looking for him again. Body runs under it and makes the catch.
He dropped it.
They're going to say incomplete.
Yep.
As he rolled over, John, and the ball popped out of his hands.
What a pretty throw by Gavin Wells.
Yeah, it was a pretty catch, I thought.
I don't know how he had plenty of time to tuck that ball away, and I think that's just one of those he didn't quite catch cleanly.
So ruled incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Garrett Body, the most frustrated Panther, that he couldn't come up with that one as they give it off to DeAnthony Harper running right. He's got the 1st down and more. Look at DeAnthony running hard inside the 15, pile down to the 14-yard line.
Man, that's an exciting football run right there.
Well, you know, we kind of felt like the coaches would slow this thing down, snap it at about 5 seconds, but no, they're like, you know what, that's not why we're here. Let's just go score another touchdown. That's the easiest way to get back the score we just gave up. Let's just go score another one, give it back to them.
1st down and 10 Benton at the El Dorado 14 with 9:28 to go as Wells going to roll to the left. Wells looking. Wells now going to keep inside the 10, 5.
Give it to him.
Oh, they mark him just short inside the 1-yard line. 1st down and goal. Gavin Wells 13 yards on the scramble keep.
John wanted the points.
He
was begging for the TD.
Yeah, let him have it again. Makes me nervous when he holds that ball out, but, you know, he makes it work.
1st down and goal Panthers as Wallace and Harper in the backfield. They're going to give it to DeAnthony, and he's in the end zone for another Benton Panther score with 9:07 to go in the ball game. It is 55-28.
Well, I think we're going to be able to move the ball tonight.
What was the
I don't know what the over-under was, but we're
I think we're covering.
Yeah, I'm not you would think an accountant would be better at all of that. I've not been much of a sports gambler. I know we're about to get to 100 points, though, and that's a lot for a football game.
As Alan Vargas's kick is no good. 9:07 to go, 55-28, and Dio, the Benton offense, just keeps rolling.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, this is a fun offense to watch. It doesn't really matter. It's it's like a Lego set. You know, one piece doesn't look right, you just throw another one in there and it makes it work. That's a terrible analogy now that I think about it, but I was just thinking about plug and play or something. I'm just kind of amazed at Gavin Wells, his ability and just how quick he is. But I agree with John that when he carries that ball out there, it's not even like a loaf of bread. No. It's like it's not good,
soda
but he's
can.
held on to it so far.
It's like palming a basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to appreciate a sideline reporter that can just laugh at himself, with himself, and with everyone else at himself. So,
and can throw in a Legos reference in the same game as a Serengeti reference.
And a bunch of other.
I'd like to thank my sponsors, Lego and Animal Planet, for tonight. You can send that check to my home address.
That's raw talent, Dio.
How about 10 possessions, 8 touchdowns tonight for the Benton offense?
It's pretty good red zone percentage.
No doubt.
Against El Dorado,
who's a pretty good team.
Alan Vargas is going to kick off. And
I like that.
Short kick that Camarius Rux fields and falls down to the turf at the 36-yard line. 9:05 to go. It is 55-28. The Panthers lead it, and see if Tony Linehan can figure out DeAnthony Harper's numbers, because we've got Zach over 200, and Harper two touchdowns, 9 carries, 99 yards, John, 1 yard shy of 100.
Well, he needs the ball one more time.
No doubt.
We'll see what El Dorado does here, what their strategy is. I would keep the ball on the ground where you've had success, but I don't think they'll do that.
1st down and 10 Wildcats at their own 36. They're not going to do it as Hicks is hit as he throws. Catch is made, and the tackle by Dylan Burnham. A catch made by Devontae Kidd at the 43-yard line. Gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Watch the hit here by Chris Wright, just punishing the El Dorado quarterback. He throws a duck in the air. luckily for El Dorado, players there to make the catch. El Dorado not hurrying up here. The clock's running, and they're waiting for the call in from the sideline. They probably wasted 20 seconds just on this down right here.
Panthers lead at 55-28. It is 2nd down and 3 for the Wildcats as Hicks claps his hands, receives the snap. There's the pressure from Gallagher. He throws it away. Kelby Caffrey batted it away from Yarbrough, but how about the pressure from Bryce Gallagher?
Yeah, Bryce Gallagher really crashed that time and almost got the sack, John. It was a good job by Hicks getting the ball away, but it was also very dangerous because he almost threw an interception that surely would have gone for a touchdown.
Playing with fire, 3rd and short, you'd think they'd run the ball here.
3rd down and 3 for El Dorado at their own 43-yard line as Hicks looks to the sideline. John Penn imploring El Dorado to run the football. As Hicks claps, he is going to take the direct snap and runs quarterback sweep, pick up the 1st down to the 49-yard line. Did the ball pop loose? They're marking him back near the stick. They're going to say 1st down El Dorado just over the yard to gain at the 47.
Wasn't even close.
We were talking about DeAnthony Harper with his 99 yards in this game. That puts him at 500 for the season. Anytime you've got a backup running back that can get 500 yards and you're halfway through the season, that's a good sign.
Zach over 1,100. DeAnthony at 500. That thunder and lightning combination in the backfield, Terry, has been beautiful to behold all season long and tonight as well. As Hicks going to throw again. He's hit as he throws, and that ball, was it intercepted? No. He's making a diving attempt at the interception was Dylan Burnham. Couldn't come up with it, and again, the Panther pressure, John, on Hicks.
Yeah, when he goes to bed tonight, he will see 49 and 97 in his head all night long because they have been on him tonight, and the El Dorado offensive line, they've done everything. They've tried double teaming them. They've tried chipping them. Hadn't been able to stop them yet.
I'll tell you this, the defensive stats on quarterback hurries in this game are going to be staggering.
Yeah.
They are. Probably as good as we've ever seen out of a Panther defense when this one is tallied up. So El Dorado's tried a bit of everything. What they haven't tried is a timeout after an incompletion, and they do that now as they gather around their coach across the way, the Benton defensive coaching staff. Let's talk about that group. How about Bobby Wynn, Rusty Davis, Garrett Hammonds, and Blake Dorsey, and the great job they've done with the Benton defense this year, John?
Yeah, and individually and collectively, the way that they work together to get guys in the right places, to have the right strategy from the front line to the secondary, they just do a great job of complementing each other.
2nd down and 10 for El Dorado. Clock with exactly 8 minutes to go in the ball game as give off to Devontae Yarbrough. Here comes that little double reverse back to Devontae Kidd. Kidd at the 45 over midfield. Breaks a tackle down to the Benton 44-yard line. Going to be short of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and 1, and a whole lot of razzle-dazzle for 9 yards.
Well, it sure was, but I'll tell you this, there was a great block downfield by Sean Livingston that probably gave that play another 10 yards.
Well, Gavin Davis did a good job getting back there too because he pushed the runner about 5 yards deeper than he wanted to go. That allowed some guys to get over and help him make the tackle.
3rd down and 1. They give it to Yarbrough, and he's hit and dumped in the backfield. Boy, what a play. Was that Gavin Davis?
Yeah.
That's the sophomore linebacker
45.
with the big tackle at the 50.
Boy, he just comes through and just doesn't let go. That's what you've got to do. Get penetration.
Well, now you're seeing why he's getting serious playing reps as a sophomore.
Yep.
He's developing into a special player there, guys.
And the depth of this Benton defensive line comes into play here. Even though it's cool tonight, they've run a lot of plays, and Benton just keeps reloading fresh bodies in there.
4th down and 7, El Dorado at midfield. The Wildcats down 55-28, go for it as Hicks throws. Catch made by Devontae Kidd. He's got the first down to the Benton 31-yard line where Zach Parker makes the tackle.
Boy, Kidd's got that good shake move, and he will certainly make the first guy miss. You've got to have several guys around him. Watch this.
Yeah, he's shifty.
I'm going to tell you this. When you're shaking Cameron Ross, you're doing something.
We've seen the athleticism, some moves put on Kelby Caffrey tonight. That one on Cameron Ross. There are athletes and more on that El Dorado Wildcat team. It is first down and 10 Wildcats at the Benton 31 as Hicks going to roll to his right, pressured. Hicks going to be hit in the backfield, and that time getting to Hicks was Dylan Ferguson.
Boy, just a masterful job by that defensive line.
Just having trouble keeping a block. And Dylan Ferguson, I think, does the best of any of our pass rushers on this team of not losing sight and focus of where that QB is at. He makes a lot of his sacks coming back on the quarterback's blind side.
Yep, that's right.
Hicks somehow able to get back to the line of scrimmage on that play as he was tackled by Ferguson from behind. Second down and 10. Is Hicks going to drop back, looks to throw, now going to roll, now going to finally throw, and he's got Livingston who makes the catch inside the 5-yard line. They're going to say he's out at the 5-yard line. So El Dorado inside the Benton 10 threatening to score again with 5:20 to go.
Yeah, can you see who the defender was?
Kelby.
Kelby Caffrey.
He just got behind the defender that time.
Well, he came up. He thought he was going to roll out and run, and he started moving, and when he did, that's when Hicks let go of the ball, and the receiver had gotten behind him.
Danger of that dual threat quarterback right there bites the Benton defense. It's first down and go El Dorado. Ball at the Benton 5-yard line. Yarbrough in the backfield. Hicks fakes to him. Hicks keeping all the way, and Alex Hicks with his third touchdown rushing of this second half, and it is 55-34 with 5:16 to go.
We got manhandled that time by the El Dorado offensive line, and they've done a pretty good job at run blocking tonight. It's been the passing game, pass blocking, that's really given El Dorado problems.
Grayson Hubbard's extra point is up, and it is good. And it is now 55-35, 90 points on the board. And I don't envy Tony Linehan trying to write a game story on this one with all the highlights that there have been as El Dorado scores on a 10-play, 64-yard drive in 3 minutes and 44 seconds. And, Dio, it's kind of been a defense optional night here.
Yeah, it's officially a track meet, and hopefully we're going to be content to just run the ball here and drain some clock a la Cabot. Like, just kind of run, keep it on the ground. 3 yards in a cloud of dust would be fine by me, preferably with DeAnthony in there as he needs another yard to break that 100. And I don't need Terry getting any more points tonight. Let's just keep it real. Okay?
Boy, the pick-to-click competitiveness is always there, John.
Always there,
Listen,
especially with these two.
I can't help it. I mean, me and Terry, John is a benevolent guy.
Yeah.
He wants to try to pick the entire team throughout the year, and I appreciate, being like that.
It's Hubbard's kickoff fielded by Garrett Body, and Body is going to return it, drops the football at the 31-yard line, and El Dorado falls on the loose ball as Caleb Scott recovers it, and the Wildcats will have it at the Benton 30.
Unbelievable.
So El Dorado has it with 5:09 to go. As Garrett Body fumbled that football. And it'll be first down and 10 Wildcats as Grace Bowling is going to make her way down to the Panther sideline and help us with the Cornerstone Home Lending Most Valuable Players tonight. You'll want to stay with us for the Bethel Smiles Dentistry post-game show to follow this one. 55-35, Benton leads El Dorado, and it is 1st and 10 Wildcats at the Benton 30-yard line, and now El Dorado is going to take their final time out of the ball game with 5:09 to go. Well, and a sloppy finish, Terry.
Yeah, it is. That was actually a fortunate timeout for us because we were out of position and not ready for that snap, and then El Dorado kind of bailed us out with a timeout. And so hopefully our defense will have an opportunity to get set, John, and put up a defensive stance here.
Am I crazy, or did they come out with a new quarterback?
So John is eagle-eyeing it, and El Dorado is going to have Stuart Bauer, the senior, 6 foot, 178-pounder, replace Alex Hicks at quarterback. Stuart Bauer wears number 2. Trip receivers to the right. Alex Boone, the tight end, will align to the left as Bauer takes the snap, rolls to the right. He's looking. He's throwing on the run for Derek Jobe, and it is out of bounds as Devin Griffin in coverage for the Panthers. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Boy, he took a shot right there too, and from Kyvan Carroll, and I didn't see who the other was. If I remember correctly, didn't this kid come in last year towards the 3rd or 4th quarter and really threw the ball well?
I don't remember.
I know we hadn't seen him this year, but
correct. Is Bauer going to throw high for Devontae Kidd, incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 10. I remember Darius Holly, number 11, was their primary
maybe that's
quarterback last year.
Yeah, that's probably who I'm thinking of.
So it'll be 3rd down and 10 for El Dorado as Wildcats have it at the Benton 30-yard line. Panthers lead at 55-35. Game that has not exactly had just a real good flow to it. It's a lot of fits and starts here tonight for both teams, offensively and defensively. Hunter Deere in motion. Bauer pressured. Bauer sacked by Kyvan Carroll. And the Panther middle linebacker with the sack back at the 40-yard line. A loss of 10, and it'll be 4th and 20.
It's a big defensive play. Kyvan timed the snap perfectly and just ran through untouched and was able to sack the quarterback.
Kyvan's 2nd sack of the game, John.
Yeah, I think a lot of that starts with the guys up front and the fact that they're requiring double teams, and they're having to keep a running back to help chip one of them. And, these linebackers finally getting a chance to feast a little bit here in the 4th quarter.
4th down and 20, El Dorado. Clock running with 4:15 to go in the ball game. There's a snap back to Bauer. He drops back, pressured, hit by Carroll, and that ball going to fall incomplete, and Kyvan just dominates on back-to-back plays, and the ball will go over to the Panthers.
Hey, guys, Kyvan Carroll just took this series over.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, guys, I got to tell you, I'm not real sure if the starting quarterback for El Dorado is out, but the backup comes in, and total different speed. Looks like a sloth back there, compared to the other guy, but Kyvan Carroll looking like a saber-toothed tiger tearing through the line. And I'm talking absolutely ripping his head off. Got to love the play out of the middle linebacker.
Well, the El Dorado starting quarterback's on the bench. I can see him with his helmet off. It doesn't look to be injured.
And how good is it to see Garrett Brown back out there to take snaps for the Panthers as he came off on the last possession. Zach Wallace back in the game, and there goes Zach again. Zach's going to go 60 yards for a touchdown. Wow, Zach Wallace and the Benton lead. Wow, 61-35.
Wow, what a game. What a game by Zach Wallace. You know, I was talking to a member of the media that was covering the game here earlier, and I said, you know, Zach's having a big game, but don't be surprised if he gets to the 3,000 mark in the first half, because he's just that kind of special player, John.
Yeah. Well, and the last time we scored during the last 4 minutes of the game when we were ahead, we got criticized pretty heavily for running up the score.
Well, you can't get criticized for it on the tailback run through the B gap.
No.
Zach now 20 carries, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's got 5 catches for 34 yards as well.
Yeah, he's having a great game, and he's having it at home on a senior night, and that even makes it more special.
305 total yards of offense for Zach Wallace tonight. Wow.
Hey, little note from Jason Kelly, Glen Rose 38-0 over Jessieville.
Now, that's not exactly what that text message says, but we'll.
Well, I disagree with it.
I disagree as well, and it's a very Dallas Cowboys remark. There will be a few people that get that.
62-35. Panthers lead it. Panthers have 2 one-play scoring drives tonight. The 60-yard run by Zach Wallace, the 84-yard pass back in the first half to Garrett Body. 97 total points between the two teams tonight, Terry.
Another final score, Bauxite 40, Fountain Lake 14.
Miners now 7-0 on the season as Vargas's kickoff fielded by Yarbrough. And Yarbrough going to be tackled by sophomore Tristan Hawkins at the 32-yard line. We've got 3 minutes and 51 seconds to bleed off this clock with the Panthers leading 62-35.
Yeah, my man Alan Vargas down in there on the tackle again. Yeah. Alan's mixing it up.
Good job there. Zach Parker was the first one there and actually got him to slow down that time and develop it a little bit.
Who's Zach's pick to click tonight?
Mine. Just throwing that out there.
First down, 10 Wildcats at their own 34-yard line. And Bauer back in there at quarterback for El Dorado. He's going to give it to Devontae Yarbrough running wide, breaks a tackle. Not going to break the second tackle. Was that Dylan Ferguson riding him down? Sure was.
Some more score updates. Bryant's up 28-7 over Fort Smith Southside in the fourth quarter. Greenwood 51-7 final over Russellville. Sheridan 48-8 final score over Little Rock Hall. And Siloam Springs upsets Lake Hamilton 21-14.
Wow, congratulations to the Panthers to the north as Yarbrough on the carry. He's going to be tripped up at the line of scrimmage.
Uh-oh. Got a little shoving match there. Yeah, this El Dorado offensive line is sick of Chris Wright and Chris Maxwell and about 7 other Panthers that have been giving them problems all night. And it's started getting a little chippy down there.
Jake Self, the senior, checks in on the Panther defense. As it is 3rd down and 4 for the Wildcats at the 40-yard line as Yarbrough on the carry. Yarbrough breaks a tackle, going to have the first down. Jake Self on the tackle at the 46-yard line as Kaufman and Walker are going to check in on that Panther defensive line. Now Ty Nethery checking in as well.
Yeah, that's going to probably it for Maxwell and Wright tonight. Those two guys have just played an unbelievable game.
Brad Harris gives them high fives as they come to the sideline. 1st down and 10 Wildcats with 2:20 to go in the ball game. Benton leading 62-35. Stuart Bauer drops back to pass, hits his receiver, and he is going to be down. That's DeAndre Norman to the Benton 44-yard line, and it's a gain of 9, 2nd down and 1.
We do have a special guest in the stadium tonight. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Matthew Shepard, is in the house tonight. His son's a sophomore quarterback, Eli Shepard, and we want to welcome the Speaker to Panther Stadium and hope they travel home safely.
2nd down and 1 for El Dorado as Bauer fakes to Yarbrough, throws, and that's big Alex Boone, the tight end. rumbling down to the 20-yard line. Flag thrown by the umpire. Haven't seen a lot of penalties in this fourth quarter, but with a minute 28 to go, a marker thrown.
I think that's going to be a hold on this El Dorado O-line, who have played great tonight in this run game. And, boy, you just kind of wonder what the Wildcats could do if they just put together a sustained running game and just didn't keep abandoning it every time they got a first down.
Talked about a hello to the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And how about a tip of the hat to Kent Jobe from El Dorado for bringing us Spud Nuts?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's become an annual press box tradition, whether we're at El Dorado or here at home.
Do you bring him Dale's? We probably should.
No, but I think there's a big group of folks that go to a local restaurant for catfish when they come up here.
I bet it's the same one I go to quite frequently.
Second down run, Stuart Bauer is going to keep for just a yard to the 49, and the clock mercifully hits a minute to go in this ball game.
Well, 62 points. I mean, who would have thought?
Yeah. I said we'd maybe get to 100. Of course, I said that when we were at like 90, but still, got close.
Well, you had 56-41 in the home opener with Cabot.
It's crazy.
62-35. We have seen some kind of shootouts here in the home ball games as Bauer hit as he throws, incomplete. And it'll be 4th down and 5. The incompletion stops the clock with 32 seconds to go.
Well, it looks like John's going to get to see his favorite formation.
Yeah.
Somebody wants DeAnthony, though, to get one more carry, right?
I thought he got it.
Zach Wallace got it. 60-yard run.
So he didn't get his extra yard he needed?
He's at 99.
Somebody go tell Brad Harris we need 1 yard.
4th down and 5 for El Dorado as Bauer takes the snap, drops back. Pressure coming from Gavin Davis. Throw, it's intercepted. That ball is picked off by Kyvan Carroll. Kyvan with a stiff arm, going to be over the midfield stripe down to the El Dorado 47. And Kyvan with a couple of sacks tonight. Now he gets his second interception of the season, and he's taking the football off the field with him.
And then somebody said, yeah, you might want to give that back. Now we get to see the favorite formation. Or Scott Nethery's the head coach, a deep pass to Drew Harris. I hope he's not listening.
Or
I mean,
or a fake punt to Wallace Foot.
Exactly. I mean, we're only up 30 points. I mean,
so it'll be Benton football at the Wildcat 47. Panthers have to snap at one time, and that snap will go to Garrett Brown, who will take a knee at the 48-yard line, and he gets a pat on the helmet from Garrett Body. Panther offensive linemen thrust their hands in the air, saw Jensen White celebrating, Brad Harris and Jason Gentry high five, a fist bump for Justin Ray, and the Panthers win it tonight on senior night, 62-35 over the El Dorado Wildcats. We will take a break, catch our breath, and come back with the Bethel Smiles Family Dentistry postgame show. Dio Vanucci will interview Brad Harris and the Cornerstone Home Lending MVPs for the Panthers tonight. Benton wins it tonight 62-35. We'll have the postgame show right after this break.
Ashby Funeral Home has been family owned and operated, serving Benton and Saline County since 1882. Through 5 generations, Ashby Funeral Home has cared for families through compassionate and professional service. Ashby's provides all types of services for families in times of loss and grief. Their aim is to treat every family as they would treat their own. Ashby Funeral Home is located at 108 West Narrowway Street in Benton, and their phone number is 501-778-2544. Ashby Funeral Home, proud supporters of Benton Panther football.
At Farmers Bank and Trust, our commitment is and always will be to the community. Our loan officers are your supporters, your cheerleaders, your fans, your neighbors. and we're proud to cheer on our Benton Panthers. For more information on Farmers Bank and Trust, stop by our conveniently located office or visit myfarmers.bank.
Hello, Panther fans. This is Jerry Ponder, candidate for Benton Mayor. I'm asking for your vote and support in the upcoming election on November 6th. I've had the privilege of serving on the Benton City Council for the past 12 years. I believe that my knowledge and experience provide a valuable asset to our city as we continue to move forward. Our city has wonderful schools, parks, and provides a safe environment for families. Thank you for your support and vote. Go Panthers! Paid for by the Jerry Ponder Campaign Committee.
Benton has won tonight 62-35 over El Dorado, and we go down to the field in D.O.
Hey, Coach Harris, big offensive explosion tonight, 62 points on the board. I know you said your defense was struggling a little bit after the first half, but the offense, I mean, give us your thoughts.
Well, I thought we played really well offensively, and I'm really proud of Garrett Brown coming in and playing in a very meaningful game as a sophomore. We got exactly what we needed out of Zach Wallace and our offensive line. You know, we had some bumps in there and struggled. They did a great job of clogging it up, but Zach, you know, bust some big ones. DeAnthony made some big plays for us, and that's what we needed tonight to help Garrett out. He also made a couple of great throws tonight, you know, the big long touchdown to Garrett Body, the screen to Michael Allison that went. He did a great job of buying some time and getting it to him. Real proud of the execution offensively.
Absolutely. Well, good game, Coach. We're going to let you guys get ready for Greenwood and talk to your team. Good game, Coach. Thank you.
Panthers put up 640 yards of total offense tonight, hold El Dorado to 351, outgained the Wildcats by nearly 300 yards. Zach Wallace, 20 carries, 271 yards, and 2 touchdowns. DeAnthony Harper, 9 carries, 99 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Garrett Brown, an efficient night throwing the football, 14 of 21 for 206 yards and 3 touchdowns. Garrett Body had 7 catches for 156 yards tonight and 2 touchdowns. Michael Allison, 2 catches, 57 yards, and a touchdown. And how about Gavin Wells? He caught 2 passes for 20 yards, a touchdown, ran the ball 6 times for 19 yards and a touchdown, and threw 3 passes, completed 2 for 47 yards and a touchdown. That Panther offense tonight, just fun to watch, guys.
Yeah, it really was. And this score is more like a basketball score than a football score. And but you know what? Those can be fun games, TB.
Well, they sure can. And you know, hey, guys, look, we had a sophomore quarterback come in and manage an offense that put up 62 points on the El Dorado Wildcats. That's something to be pretty excited about.
No doubt. And it's exciting to think about going to Greenwood next Friday. And the 6A West showdown for the crown, it's going to be for the top spot in the conference.
If not the top spot in the state.
All right, guys, y'all got me down here.
Real quick, Dio,
hey,
we've got about 30 seconds.
All right, we got about 30 seconds. I got our Cornerstone offensive MVP and our Cornerstone defensive MVP, Chris Wright and Gavin Wells. Gavin with the hat trick tonight. Real quick, tell us how your offense did.
We did real well. We came out, we tempoed a little bit, and we threw the ball. We could pretty much do whatever we wanted to these guys.
I like it. All right, Chris Wright, good job tonight. How was it playing against that quarterback with the run game? You got some good pressure on him.
Yeah. It was definitely pretty difficult. I mean, we just put pressure on him and, you know, did our thing tonight. You know, shout out to all the defense players. You know, we just went out there and did it.
Good game, guys. Good job. Good job, fellas. All right, back to you guys.
So Benton wins it tonight 62-35 over El Dorado. Next week we go to Greenwood. Until next Friday night, good night, God bless, and go Benton.